Capes and Cowls coming in hot. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Daredevil. Not only are we going to talk about that trailer that dropped, they're already shooting season 2. We knew season 2 was coming, but they're shooting season 2 before season 1 has even aired. That's crazy. Coy loves Spider-Man. He named his cat after Spider-Man. So we figured let's give him a whole bunch of Spider-Man stories today, because whether it's Tom Holland's new suit, Nicolas Cage, film noir, the animated series, a lot of Spider-Man stories. And there's a few things we haven't discussed together, even though I've discussed them this week, whether it's the Swamp Thing standalone, Black Panther cast, that and more. So much to discuss. And I feel like Winston and Coy are going to really love the number of the Super Chats when I tell them what it is, because I feel like they're going to feel like they can beat it. But we will see. Well, I mean, maybe they don't. But that and more on today's show. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. It is Capes and Cowls, Kristian Harloff show. Let's do it, man.
Mustard.
Welcome back, one and all, to Capes and Cowls, the Kristian Harloff show. I'm excited to have you guys with us, and I'm excited to bring in the crew of the hour. It is Winston A. Marshall, Coy, Jandro, and...
Close that damn closet. Damn.
Just driving your OCD crazy right in the opening.
Yeah, right in the middle of the intro. Yeah, don't.
It's good to meet you. All right, I'm gonna close that closet.
Don't wait for an ad. Don't wait for anything else. You know, just
I didn't even see it, man. We dog seen another dog. I had no idea, and then I saw the shot. I said, "Oh Lord, Jesus, no!"
You know, Winston, there's a part of the show where I just put up the news story. Right? It's just the news story.
It's
so,
seconds away. It's like maybe a minute.
I'm aware.
Yeah, so you know,
I was mortified. I was mortified that y'all saw that.
I don't even know what it was. Was it a dildo or something?
No, it was just a messy ass closet because we're getting ready to move.
Okay, fair enough. We got a lot to talk about, gentlemen. There's so much that broke this week. There's so much that we discussed. Bless you. There's more things that we can do. Listen, I love that cat, but is he going to be in the frame the whole time?
The people love it. The people are here for Spidey Cat.
But not the number one person. He doesn't love it.
3 minutes in and complete chaos reigns
already.
Guys, 2025. If you're in LA, you know how it's going. We're bringing it to Kristian. We're giving him a little bit of our aura.
As long as he smacks you in the face at least once, that'll be fine.
All right, that's fine.
He's reaching for it. He's reaching for it.
Good. Give him a crack right in the jaw. That's the thing with cats. Even though when they're sleeping, you can like rip your nose off in like 2 seconds. All right, so you guys want to know the number that you're playing against today.
Yeah.
The only ones that can do it today. You got Roxy and Mike, who jumped ship for Tuesday. Roxy and Mike at 80.
Okay.
I think you guys can handle 80.
Yeah.
Because we already stand at 10.
Oh, I thought you were counting them all down. You're saying that's we got to hit 80?
You got to hit 80.
Bro, you telling me all I got to do is get a Kobe Bryant game in 81?
And you only need 70. You need 70 to tie.
Guys,
10 already.
Guys,
guys,
we just need to hit Kobe, baby. 81.
You guys are becoming like the team to beat, though. I'll tell you that. I don't even know how many. We got to rack up how many victories you guys have. But anyway, let's start with the first story, because I'm assuming you both saw the Daredevil trailer.
I did.
Coy, you were at D23.
Yeah, I've seen NYCC and D23, and now this is my third batch of footage.
Is it the actual right? But it's a little different than what you saw from the other two, right?
It's the most narratively driven. The other ones were more like tone trailers. This one actually has a bit more of the story.
All right, so then let's get to this story about season 2, and then we'll discuss who's chiming. Who's got chiming?
I turned everything
emails
off.
Emails and stuff.
Let me double check. I thought I turned my shit
off.
I pre-productioned. Winston told me how.
It's coming from one of you guys. So let's do this. You guys can tell me afterwards. Let's get to the story. Daredevil, Born Again, season 2 confirmed to shoot before the season 1 premiere. Here we go. So this is from Mark Cassidy. Daredevil, Born Again star Charlie Cox has confirmed that cameras will start rolling on the second season of the Disney Plus revival series before the season 1 premiere in March. Daredevil Born Again is finally set to premiere on Disney Plus this March after a number of setbacks, revamps, production delays, and it seems that Marvel Television is wasting very little time in returning to the mean streets of Hell's Kitchen to get the ball rolling on season 2. There were rumors that the production of the second season of Marvel's revival series was scheduled to commence late February, and star Charlie Cox confirmed that cameras will start rolling before the season 1 premiere during a recent fan expo. Cox was also asked about his current tenure as the Man Without Fear and whether fans can expect to see him play the character for years to come. Sounds like he'd be happy to continue to suit up as the hero for as long as possible. They're getting ready to release a comic that takes place where Matt Murdock is in his 60s, so I was like, oh, okay, great. So we got some time. There's been some talk of early plans for a third season of the show, but we've heard that the studio is waiting to see how the first batch of episodes do before giving the green light. And they show the trailer. Cox spoke about the reprising the lead role following his 3-season stint as the character in Daredevil on Netflix. And he said there was early talk about reinventing the whole thing to see if Matt was a slightly different person, but it ended up being a continuation. A lot of the history follows on. The relationships and dynamics set up in the previous seasons still exist. A few years have passed. In that time, Matt, Foggy, Karen have a pretty good rhythm. Matt's made peace with his role, both as a lawyer and vigilante, and then, of course, shit hits the fan. Okay. So that's enough to read in there, the main idea. Starting with the trailer itself, Coy, since you've seen this essentially 3 times or different versions of it, and you said this is the most story narrative, what do you think out of all of it? What are you reading from this show? I know your excitement was pretty big. How are you feeling right now going into this in March?
I think this has officially overtaken Fantastic Four of my most anticipated Marvel. It was already high because I consider the Netflix Daredevil show the best adaptation of Marvel Comics alongside Spider-Verse. And Spider-Verse is more of a, using the characters to make their own story. Like the Spider-Verse comics aren't as good as the Spider-Verse movie, but like Daredevil is consistently a great comic. And then they made the Netflix show as good. So to me, the bar is Daredevil, and this looks like that. So I think the narrative using Muse is really interesting. He's a newer character. He's from like 2016. And I think it's going to be a story of 3 men fighting for how they save their city. Because the first 3 seasons, it's like Wilson Fisk sees himself as the savior, as does Matt Murdock. But Muse is this killer that makes art out of his victims. And I feel like he's going to be kind of a commentary on what the city has become. And I think that's a really interesting dynamic to add a third. Plus, we get Karen and Foggy back. I love Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who did Loki season 2. I really think this is the greatest set of ingredients possible right now. So as excited as I am for something new with the Fantastic Four, I'm actually more excited for this. Feels like No Way Home for Sony. What we got with Deadpool and Wolverine for Fox, this feels like the Netflix bring in plus all the stuff I love about Netflix.
What do you think, Winston? What were your overall thoughts of the trailer itself and the idea that look, are they so confident that they're already shooting season 2 now, or did we already know that they were shooting season 2 and they're just trying to get a jump on it?
I'm still muted. I feel like we already knew. We
didn't know that it was season 2. We knew season 2 was coming. We just didn't know they were going to start filming so fast.
That's the only thing. But I think that this feels like, if we're being honest, I'm almost surprised that they didn't shoot them at the same time, the way you shot Infinity War and Endgame, the way that like Wicked shot, Wicked and Wicked for Good. That's just one giant thing, but we just broke it up. I thought maybe they were going to do that. But television in some ways can be harder than movies if you're going to try and, push 2 seasons together like that, because we're getting a full 13, right?
Yeah, and like I said, they already. I mean, they knew that they were filming this thing soon. They just didn't. Nobody just knew that they were going to be filming before the first season.
Before it even goes. But I think that was the thing. I think probably D23 and anything else that they've been pushing it, they've been so impressed by the response to how people have been that I think that this was probably. They were just like, yeah, no, we're good, man. Go for it. Like we're gonna get it popping off right away. It looked fantastic. It literally looked like you did not skip a beat. I know a lot of people were concerned. Well, if you're taking this off of Netflix, it's not going to have that same mature the TVMA feel or rated R feel or whatever. And it did not miss it. We are right back in it. And I agree with Coy about Muse being interesting. I keep hearing that there's both Muse and White Tiger in this. Is that correct?
They're both in the trailer.
I thought that those were both Muse. So one of them was White, because at first I was like, oh, that's White Tiger, and then I was like, that doesn't really look like White Tiger there. So they just both kind of
White Tiger's the one masking up, and
Right.
Muse is the one in the hallway.
Right. Okay. That's someone had mentioned that to me. Coy, I will tell you when I did my breakdown of it, and I was like, I think that's White Tiger. That might be Muse. I'm not sure. Let me go and break this down. Coy would be so disappointed in me that I'm sitting here in these streets and did not know Muse to a T. So I did a full breakdown for everybody. They're like, thank you for that. I had no idea who that was. Coy would be disappointed.
Yeah, but now you did the right thing and learned instead of just ignoring it.
Exactly. So I also really loved the trailer. I love the even looking back at what Charlie Cox said about. I'm so glad that they decided not to go down the other route that they were going to go in those 18 episodes of a different character when they already had nailed the take, and they came to their senses and realized, let's just continue on with the people loved in the first place. Because the only reason that Netflix series got canceled is because Marvel and Netflix and Perlmutter and all that shit, they just couldn't figure itself out. It wasn't from lack of quality of the show. It was because they just couldn't figure out their shit, and now they are. So I loved seeing Frank Castle popping back up there. I want to see overall how they incorporate this into the MCU. They don't have to necessarily make it all tie in. I don't really want it to. I just wanted to know that whether it's Kingpin showing up in Spider-Man, Daredevil showing up in Spider-Man, or Avengers, whatever it might be, that is now a world we live in, minus the first season where they kind of mentioned it sort of in newspapers and that kind of thing. Like, it's an actual thing. I mean, this guy showed up in No Way Home, so that'll be an interesting part of it. As far as them filming already, as people have pointed out, we knew that this was coming, that they were going to start shooting. We just didn't know that it was going to start shooting before season 1 began. Now, I happen to think it's not a show of confidence yet. I think they feel happy that the response has been good, but they have to see what the ratings are and everything else. It's season 3 that will, when that gets greenlit, whenever that does, if that gets greenlit after the first few episodes of season 1, then we know that they're feeling confident about it. So, nonetheless, it is, as Coy said, a highly anticipated property for them, and they need it right now because there's a new spot on Captain America, which is so interesting with you. I'm wondering how you guys feel about this. Did you see the new spot, Winston?
I did not. I chose not to watch it. I've kind of hit my I'm done looking at stuff.
I understand. Yeah. It's weird because I feel like there's no excitement for this movie, but everything I've seen in the trailer so far, I'm like, this looks like a good movie.
It doesn't look bad. It's just the word of mouth is bad by proxy.
It's only tracking to 85 million. It's not tracking.
Which is like
originally they had said, I guess they keep fluctuating because they said earlier this week that it was tracking for 100. Like I had heard originally 60 to 70. Then I heard 85. Then I heard 100 the other day. It's back down to 85 again.
It was 85, 65 to 85. Someone can tell me in the comments, but I think it was something closer to 85. Let's say 85 to 95. Let's cut the difference, right?
Sure.
Still, you said Ant-Man numbers. Yeah, well, Ant-Man didn't have 3 different budgets.
That's what I'm saying. If Captain America is Captain America, Ant-Man's Ant-Man.
Right.
It's not good that it's tracking at Ant-Man numbers.
Right. Because Ant-Man was a lower budgeted movie, for Marvel's sakes. And this movie is essentially a $400 million movie if you take both budgets. They're never going to tell you the real number of it, but either way, as I've said many times over, the goal of this movie is not to make money, because even if it hits $1 billion, it'll probably break even if it hits $1 billion, which it won't. That's not what this movie's trying to do. It's just trying to this movie's just trying to put money back in the account as much as they can, but at the same time having goodwill with the fans. That's the most important, and not losing interest.
That's the thing that I think is really coming out of this, especially because there's been you had the strikes. You've had the whole idea, the back and forth. I mean, obviously the political sphere behind it all. So then certain characters involved or not involved in it, there as well as just the overall potential bad will that Marvel has earned by being inconsistent at times with the films. So when you throw all of that together, I think the only goal that they're trying to do, obviously, if you can make money off the film, you want to do it. But you're right, Kristian, it is purely to get people to go, nah, man. And then Daredevil, and then Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts, we rolling. That is,
it's a goodwill movie. That's what they need it to be, is a goodwill movie. What they can't afford, Coy, is for it to not be good. Because if it's not good, then it's another one. Now Thunderbolts has an opportunity to then pick it up, but they're going off the goodwill of Deadpool and Wolverine right now, and they can go right into this. And if they could hit, because you go, let's say you hit with Captain America, you hit with Daredevil, you hit with, the Thunderbolts, you hit with Fantastic Four. I mean, then they're just cooking. But if you have another stumble with Captain America, again, not with money. It's not about money right now. Right now, it's got to be about what the fans think of it and what critics think of it. Do you agree with that?
I think it's really interesting because they've built this shared universe where it's more episodic than anything. So you have to tell whatever happens in Cap before Thunderbolts, before Fantastic Four, or in conjunction with, depending on how FF does as far as chronology. But it's also a matter of optics because of all of the like Marvel's dead and then Deadpool being that one hit. So I do agree, like there's an optics thing, but I do think there is also something to be said for the fact they have 9 properties this year. I think a lot of that is stuff that got stopped and held and is now having to come out. But I also think that's a good thing. If one thing doesn't do good, there's like 6 weeks until the next thing. This year is insane for Marvel. So I think this is the year to get the stuff out that they're not as certain of. And so if Cap doesn't do as well, it needs to for a lot of reasons we just discussed, but it's not that long until Thunderbolts. So there won't be a big, what happened to Marvel this year? It's going to be rapid fire.
Right.
That's just for a movie. Coy, you don't even need to go that far. You go, February 14th.
A month later,
and then
to
you
Daredevil.
turn
2 weeks
around,
later, 2 weeks
Daredevil
later,
is
Daredevil.
March 4th. So you literally.
That's what I'm saying. The longest, I think, of the whole year is 6 weeks. And I'm saying, like, that is 2.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
And I wonder if that's planned that way because if they're like, hey, which one should we put out first? Thunderbolt? Because Thunderbolts, I felt at one point was supposed to come out first. And I think
maybe
Maybe.
I just remember Captain America taking that February slot a while ago, and I think mainly from the standpoint of who knows how much they're going to lean into, again, Sam Wilson being a Black Captain America, but the idea of doing it during Black History Month, the same way you did Black Panther and stuff like that, you're just adding the potential to have more of a draw that way. Yeah. Not to say that that's the focus, but like it's a smart thing to do if your lead is Black to try and do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we are going to move on to our next story, and before I do, I can tell that all of us are ready for a little boost of energy. I'll tell you that. I have told you guys so many times, and you guys, I know it's so funny because Winston and Coy, at one point when we were going to talk about Magic Mind, I was like, "You guys ready?" And like, "No, we don't have any more." I was like, "What?"
we used them all recreationally.
Yeah, and Coy's fiance is doing it, and it's the best. It's
had to hide them.
It's the best. It's clean energy. It is so incredible. I love them so much, and I can't even tell you that. What's so good about it is the and I think Winston, you say the same thing. The mental wealth that you get from this. It's about you invest.
Reclaim your brain.
Yeah, you invest in habits that you can build resilience for future challenges. It's so great. It supports all this stuff. You don't overcompromise. It's a tool. It focuses focus. It improves sleep. You can do they have ones now that you can do for sleep. They have ones for 24 hours of mental performance. It's great. And I love the taste of it. So here it is. This is it, guys. You ready to rock?
That's good.
All right. I love it. And I'll tell you, for a screening, money. So here's the deal. For the first time, there is a 24 hours pack. You got focus and sleep shots. Just bundled up for the first time. You're going to get 45% off exclusive on our link. So you can see it. It's magicmind.com/KHJan. It's the first thing you see in the description. So go and check it out. All right. So let's see. Okay. Next topic. We have so many different ones, and I'm excited to talk about it because Coy, we have so many. You saw when I sent you the stories today. There's so many
Spidey centric.
So it really is a Spider-Man centric. So I figure that's why. Let's get into this first one, which is we even considered doing this as a main topic, but decided not to. But it's still a good one. It's a rumor. Spider-Man 4 will feature Tom Holland, the Peter Parker black suit from the comics. There you go. Let's see. Spider-Man 4 will feature Tom Holland's Peter Parker in his black suit from the comics. Rumors are once again swirling that Tom Holland's Peter Parker will don his black suit from the comics in Spider-Man 4, but could it be introduced before that in Avengers Doomsday? Here's the latest. Despite the seamlessly endless rumors, we don't really know anything about Spider-Man 4. Will Peter Parker battle Null with Venom by his side? Could Scorpion? Someone's typing. Hold on a second. You guys are.
It's not me. Look.
Whatever. I'm muting you both. I can't take this anymore. It's my kids over here. Despite the seamlessly endless rumors, we really don't know anything about Spider-Man 4. Will he battle Null with Venom by his side? Could Scorpion and Shocker return after previously appearing in Spider-Man Homecoming? And what about a team up with Daredevil? We have no idea at this stage. Though all signs point to the wall crawler doing his black suit from the comics, Avengers Doomsday is being released before Spider-Man 4, and Tom Holland is expected to be one of the movie's leads. Needless to say, we find it hard to imagine the Russo brothers not taking the opportunity to put the hero in his alien costume. While this isn't the first time we've heard this rumor, My Time to Shine Hello took to X earlier to support some fan art of Holland in the suit. Caption promising Peter will have the new suit in Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man No Way Home ended with Peter donning a classic red and blue suit inspired by his previous costumes and the one worn by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider variants. Hopefully, it gets a decent amount of screen time in Avengers Doomsday before being replaced. However, Marvel owns the rights to Spider-Man merchandise, so new suits have become the norm because that increases the number of toys and collectibles. Okay. So hearing all of this is right up the both of you guys, your alley when it comes to the geekiness with the suits and all of that. Winston, what do you think? I would tend to, from this article, would think it's exactly what they say. You probably debut him in Avengers. Again, he's going to have a big role in that. He'll have the Spider-Man classic suit for a bit, and at the very end, he probably gets the black suit that he'll be wearing in the new movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the best time to do that, honestly, is at the end of Secret Wars. Treat it the way that we saw in the comics, but it doesn't sound like that's necessarily what's going to happen. We're going to jump the gun a little bit, which is fine. I the more we can, like, I'm not that person that's like, you have to be exactly like the books, because the problem with that is this is a different universe than the books. So you want to be as close. You want the character to be spot on, but if the stories and things like that alter, they're going to need to. Like, we never saw Ben Parker, you know what I'm saying? But there was no problem with the way that this played out with May, in my opinion. So I just say all that to say that I think it's fine. I am not ready to let that be the focus, because we still have not gotten just Spidey being Spidey. And like, while obviously we have the movies and we've established enough of like Tom's character and all that kind of stuff, I would like to just see him as regular ass Spider-Man handling a regular ass Spider-Man issue, and then the black suit comes along and all of a sudden, like, we're starting to see how he's shifting, especially with the new trilogy kind of going. You're setting up a new arc for his character to go through. So if you immediately start with him being pissed off, I think there's something about building it up through this movie of him maybe feeling isolated a little bit, and maybe things aren't working out with him trying to get stuff back with his friends, and the anger creeps in. And then you're right. Maybe he gets the symbiote after that, and then now he's pushed. But that's me, Coy. I'm curious where your head's at, man.
So I think they're actually going to do the Secret Wars element of the suit in Battleworld, which I think is going to be introduced in Doomsday. So I'm assuming Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be like Infinity War and Endgame, where it's part 1, part 2, and you set up all your ingredients for Secret Wars throughout Doomsday, and then basically you could have the end of that, have the suit be canonically like the comics in a Secret Wars-esque story. And I would plant that seed in Battleworld, which does, I think, come before Spider-Man 4. And then what I would do is have the symbiote as a concept introduced in Battleworld, and then tell, as much as they'll let him of a regular Spider-Man in his suit that we've barely seen except for in the very, very end of No Way Home. Let that suit live for a little bit. Let it be a more grounded story. Bring back Scorpion. Do, Kingpin. Let's have some actually New York-based Spidey. And then at the end of the Spider-Man 4, have the suit come on him. That gives you your arc. As I'd love to have it as a trilogy, but if we only get one, bring it in then, and then have the introduction of Spidey in the black suit in Secret Wars. And then you can have Spidey fighting the suit in Secret Wars going into Spider-Man 5. And then Spider-Man 6 to complete the trilogy can be the MCU Venom. So it's kind of getting our cake and eating it too with the comic continuity and making this trilogy work if they're willing to take their time.
So I guess this is my question then, because you're implying you think Battleworld is happening in Doomsday.
Yeah,
interesting.
I do heartily.
See, I thought that it was that was essentially what we're going to get in Secret Wars in that.
I think they're going to set up Battleworld. I think the assembly of Battleworld is going to be the third act, and then that's where you could put in the suit. I don't think it's going to be the whole movie, but I think it's going to end on a cliffhanger, and I think that cliffhanger allows for Battleworld and the suit.
Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's somewhat, but it's still interesting, and I think that it makes a lot of sense. So that they're leading with Tom Holland in the Avengers. Right, like to be the guy because he's the most familiar.
I also think. Sorry to interrupt. Before we move on from the Battleworld concept, I think they can introduce that as soon as Fantastic Four. It would be short-sighted to not have the $800 million paycheck Robert Downey Jr. in FF, because we know, as much as they're going to lean into the Spider-Man Downey relationship, it is a Fantastic Four villain. Doom is the villain of all of Marvel, but like the Reed Doom relationship, introducing him in Fantastic Four. I would just make the Negative Zone or whatever they dub that universe in FF something that ties into Battleworld, whether it's the Void, whether it's Negative Zone. I think we'll meet Doom in a place that he then conquers and takes over through Doomsday. So we might introduce the concept even earlier in FF.
Interesting. So I ask you guys out there, what do you think about this? Do you think that this is something that is more realistic, that this suit will pop up in the new movie? How are they going to introduce it in Avengers? Should they debut it at all? Does it matter? What say you? Put your comments in there and let me know. We got another Spider-Man one, and this one's more about the animated series. And what do you think about the trailer, guys? We didn't really talk about the trailer.
The Spider-Man trailer?
Yeah, the animated one.
It took me a little to adjust to the animation just because cell shading is so abrupt, but I think we want something that feels like this. I'm hoping it scratches the itch we haven't really been able to feel with Spider-Man feeling like his own thing, but then there's so many other characters. I'm then worried about that as well. I think the thing I'm most excited about is Coleman Domingo as Norman, because I think he's so incredible, and I'm really excited for that.
And it's not tied into the MCU at all.
It seems to be loosely because of the scene in Homecoming where he goes into the bus that Downey has on his phone is in the show.
Okay.
So there's a scene that ties them both together. So I'm curious.
I mean, my whole thing has purely been the memes from of Norman being Coleman, and so they finally did it because the Norman Osborn in the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, every black dude goes, my guy got waves. Like he's fully got the waves from his phase that he's been he clearly has been putting a do-rag on inside of the Green Goblin helmet. So the fact that they did it, the memes of Norman finally being black has been killing me. That is the part that I've loved the most about it. But I'm excited, man. I had my beef with cell shading back in like the early 2000s, Coy, like when they started introducing it to a few video games. Yeah. And once I got used to it, I don't even get phased. Like I really enjoy cell shading.
I think one episode in, I'll be in. It's just such a different style visually, and the way it's getting released is like 2 episodes, then 3. Like they just revealed that it's going to be 2-episode debut, and then it's like it comes out over the course of 3 weeks after that. So it's coming out quick.
Well, there it is. The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man will have a very unique release schedule on Disney Plus. As Coy just mentioned, your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is right around the corner. And it's been confirmed today that Disney Plus series will have a very unique release schedule with all 10 episodes dropping in a month. We first learned of plans for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was then titled Spider-Man Freshman Year, in November of 2021. Disney Plus didn't start promoting the Marvel animation series until a month before the show's launch, and now we've learned of its unique release schedule. January 29th, 2-episode premiere. Nothing strange about that. But the following week, February 5th, we got 3 episodes on the same day. And that's also the case on February 12th before the series wraps on February 19th with 2 installments. So yeah, the streamer plans to blast through the entire 10-episode series in 4 weeks. On the one hand, this is bound to be welcomed by fans who can enjoy Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man over a month rather than 9 or 10 weeks. On the other, it feels a little like Disney Plus is rushing the series out because the sooner it's seen, the sooner it will be forgotten. That's only speculation for now, but the same approach was taken with Echo, a series that was dumped on the streamer and entirely has been rarely been talked about since. We certainly hope that's not the case with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, though we should point out that the review embargo doesn't lift until the show premieres, 12 a.m. The odds are already stacked about the series as it needs to compete with Spider-Man, the animated series, and the Spectacular Spider-Man. How it will compare to those remains to be seen. I think there's a lot of truth in all of that. I think that the other thing that should be mentioned is Daredevil is a month later. And they also don't want to start confusing their full-on canon stuff with stuff that isn't. And if it's not, I mean, because this isn't like X-Men 97. And X-Men 97 had nothing around it. There was nothing coming out around it. It just stayed, and people were talking about it. Didn't need to be part of the canon because there was nothing else surrounding it. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know when did it come out?
Months later. I think that was a spring show, right?
Yeah, because I was still in LA when X-Men 97 I saw it with Winston. So it was the beginning of the year. So it was like the only game in town. So yeah, you can do that. And plus, it was awesome, right? So is this awesome? We don't know, but we know that they don't want to compete with some of their canon stuff. But Coy, do you agree with that assessment?
I also think I hadn't even put together, like, it is 2 weeks in between the Spider-Man and Daredevil show, but also there's usually that 1 week where they do like the special presentation of like behind the scenes. So it really is going to be Spider-Man right into a special presentation of Spider-Man right into Daredevil. So it is full. Like, we are living, like, this year is just stacked with Marvel. So I don't think this one is an indicator of quality. The embargo worries me. I don't think the release date is quality, but the fact that no one's seeing it until it comes out, and just from a personal side, like, we all are going to be up till 6 a.m. covering it.
And what do you think?
Like, I don't love that.
I mean, I guess it's one of those things where it's like I'm just kind of accepting it for what it is. I'm kind of there with Coy that I'm going to be really tired, and I don't appreciate that. I'm getting older, man. I can't be staying up like that, but I think we've just kind of gotten used to it at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It's whatever, man. That is. I really wish they had not gone back to this, but whatever. We're not in charge. Yeah, that's the shitty part. We're not in charge.
And yeah, we'll see what happens once it comes out. And if it does, and if this thing stinks, the difference between this stinking up the joint and Captain America, this doesn't do that much damage.
And it's only, like you said, a month of and then this is out right after Cap or right through Cap. So if things are bad with Cap and Spidey, then that's dead and not even a conversation by the time we get to March. And then they've got the rest of the year to like revel in their wins. So maybe that's why.
Could be. What say you guys? What are you thinking about all of this? Please let me know. Let all of us know, as we have so many great stories that are popping up here today. And we got another Spider-Man story. And this is one I remember. I didn't even know what the hell it was because I still don't. I keep going back and forth. The Spider-Man Noir is a live action show, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a show. Okay. I thought it was a movie.
Yeah. No, it's a show on Amazon.
Show. Right. Okay. It's a show on Amazon. Why is right? That would make sense because it's a Sony show.
Yeah.
Right. It's not an MCU show. Okay. So this is Spider-Man Noir. Nick Cage returns to work as Private Eye Ben Reilly in newly revealed set photos. New photos from the set of Spider-Man Noir have found their way online, and they showed Ghost Rider and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse stars Nicolas Cage suited up as Private Eye Ben Reilly. Business as usual in Los Angeles now that the worst of the wildfires is over and Spider-Man Noir resumed shooting yesterday. Nicolas Cage, no stranger to comic book adaptations, has been spotted in costume as Ben Reilly, albeit in his PI gear rather than a supersuit. The actor first played the version of Spidey in 2018 Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and became an instant fan favorite. The fact he's getting to reprise the role in live action isn't something we'd ever expect, but this is Ben, not Peter Parker. We don't think that makes him a clone. It's more like a result of Sony not wanting to confuse the audience. It's been a while since we got any updates about Spider Noir, but MGM and Amazon Prime appear to be moving full steam with the streaming series. While it was put into development before Sony Pictures pulled the plug on its villain-led Marvel universe, should the show prove to be a hit, we'd imagine the studio will begin focusing on Spidey's many variants on the big screen, like they should have been doing right after No Way Home.
Yay!
Last year, Cage opened up on what led him to reprising a role he first played in the animated Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I know that the phone's... I can't do it. I know that the phone's going to be ringing off the hook to play serial killers after long legs.
Never seen you give up so fast.
I just gave up because I didn't have it. And that's not really what I'd like to do. I don't like violence. I don't want to play people who are hurting people. One of the things that I like about this potential show that it's fantasy. It's not really people beating people up. Monsters are involved. And you can see some of these. You see one of the photos there. The plot. It's been revealed that the series follows an aging and down in his luck private investigator in the 1930s who is forced to grapple with his past life as the city's one and only superhero. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. I am very interested in this because of what we just said, joking but not joking at the same time. This is what these dopes at Sony should have been doing the second both of their hit movies hit. They have, I mean, hell, man, make an animated. What's the Spider Pig's name?
Oh yeah,
Spider-Ham, bruh.
Spider-Ham. You should have done an animated Spider-Ham spin-off show or something.
Oh, do you do like a Roger Rabbit?
Roger Rabbit.
Like, full on Looney Tunes with John
100%.
Mulaney.
Do something.
Like,
You do the Spider Noir. You do Miles Morales. You do. You have a better shot at making money with the variants and and Tom Holland, not Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man than you do with all these ridiculous villains that nobody gives two shits about, or if you're not going to do them the right way, or you don't have Spider-Man in them. So it was just complete, not, you talk about not knowing what an audience wants. And some of those, like, even when you hear, it makes a lot of sense. And this is not ageism. It's just, I wouldn't trust my dad, who's 80 years old, to be making choices about comic book movies in certain ways to understand the fan base. And then if my dad gave an answer of like, well, I think the reason why Madam Web didn't do well is because the critics wanted to hate it because of this, and the audience. No, it stinks. Yeah, go ahead, Winston.
As the unfortunate resident Cowboys fan, it's literally what we've been talking about with Jerry Jones's bitch ass this entire time. Yeah. He is super old and his ego is in the way. And instead of having real conversations of his shortfallings as a GM, he wants to be like, well, the coaching was bad. I mean, but the coaching was fine, but our team was bad. But, the team was fine. I mean, the fans were just annoying. Like, but no, I love our fans. Literally just admit that you effed up and you're not good at this anymore and pass the buck off to someone else and just keep making billions. Like, just hand this, find your Feige if you want to hold on to the Spider-Verse stuff and let them do it for you. Stop thinking you know what you're talking about because you don't.
I know. Well, Coy, trying to jump to the positive here. If you do have positive thoughts on it, what do you make of the film noir stuff, the Spidey Noir?
I'm actually excited for this personally because I think that what they're going to reframe, it's kind of like, Marvel adjusting after barraging us with all the things that half the people didn't like and only half were actually like the wins they wanted. So I think this is the beginning of a recalibration. I think a live action Spider-Man Noir is exciting. It's a cool idea. I love the cast. Not only is Nicolas Cage back, but Lamorne Morris is Robbie Robertson. Yes. First live action Robbie since the Sam Raimi. We've got Brendan Gleeson in there somewhere. I think he might be Doc Ock just from the vibe. But like, to me, this is a fun opportunity to actually use these characters. So I think Lord and Miller should be the Feige if they're not already. And that should be a whole universe because they've made these characters interesting enough to do things like this. Oscar Isaac should be live action and animated 2099.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I'm telling you, that's the way you got to do it. It is the way you got to do it. But whether or not they're going to do that, who the hell knows?
And I'm happy for Nick Cage. Like, at the end of the day, the guy is a comic nerd. He named his last name he chose over Coppola is after Luke Cage. He named his son Kal-El. Yeah, Luke Cage is the reason he's Nick Cage.
That's hilarious. I never knew that.
So, like, he's that big of a comic nerd that he named himself after Power Man, and he named his son Kal-El, and now he's played Superman and Spider-Man, and only 3 people have done that. Nick Cage, Jack Wade, Yuri Lowenthal, and I'm honored for them all. Like, that is special.
So he's done Spider-Man, he's done Ghost Rider, he's done the what was the name in Kick-Ass?
Oh, Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy. He's been in quite a few comic book movies, huh?
It's like he knows them. Like, I love that for him, right? Like, it'd be like if one of us, like, decided to just make that our career path.
every time somebody brings up Big Daddy, and I don't, obviously I can't not think of the Adam Sandler stuff, but that moment when he's in the chair and he's helping Hiko to the left, so to the heart. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Kristian?
No.
Oh,
What part?
It's right before, spoiler alert for Kick-Ass. It's right before he dies.
I gotta see it again. I haven't seen it in so long. I do love those. Well, I love the first one. I don't like the second one.
The second one's fine. The first one is fantastic.
And two different directors, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a moment where he's tied to a chair and he has a strobe light go and he's giving her instructions by like his weird Nick Cage screaming. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, I think I kind of do remember that. Anyway, well, let's jump to DC for a second because we've been in the Marvel universe for just a little bit here. Now we're gonna jump to our friends over at Supergirl, because Supergirl, apparently it's already shooting, guys, or it's getting close to shooting, is what they're saying, right? Oh, it started. So there you go. There you go. Look at that. Nope, almost. There we go. Come on, stupid ass thing. I hate you so much. Forget it. It's fine. Okay, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Comic book writer Tom King confirms that shooting has started on the DC Studios movie. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow writer Tom King has confirmed that work is underway on the DC Studios movie, and some new social media posts. One of them is very cool fan-made title reveal. Check it out. He penned the series this movie is based on, and social media wrote as filming begins on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Here's the unlettered cover to issue 1. I think genius. First image drawn from the book. Nailed it right out of the gate. Hoping an official first look at the Maiden of Might's return to the big screen will be shared any day now. Unfortunately, it seems unlikely that we'll get many set photos, with most of the action set in the cosmos. King, one of the writers on Max's Lanterns, has consulted on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. When we spoke to him last year about Black Canary, Best of the Best, he revealed his excitement as seeing the movie's cast come together. He said, "It's been surreal, man. It's been surreal. Yeah, the Supergirl thing is coming together. I just put this on Instagram, but the main character is named after my little niece, Ruth. So to go up to her and say you're going to be in a movie and see her face light up is one of the joys of my life. It's exciting," King said. And there's a screenshot of the post talking about how it just started. King also shared the following teaser video and an Instagram story, though we've since confirmed that it's fan-made and not an official look at Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow's logo. And the theme, the latter, is actually pulled from the Supergirl TV series. So I'm not going to play that because it's irrelevant. It's nice, but it's irrelevant to what it really is. In the movie, Supergirl traveled across the galaxy to celebrate her 21st birthday with Krypto the Superdog. Along the way, she meets a young woman named Ruth and winds up on a murderous quest for revenge. Cast is Millie Alcock as Supergirl, Eve Ridley as Ruth Mary Knoll, Matthias Schoenhardt as Creme of the Yellow Hills, and Jason Momoa as Lobo. When Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow was first announced, Gunn said, "We see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off Krypton, and watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life. Then she came to Earth when she was a younger girl. She's much more hardcore. She's not exactly the Supergirl that we're used to seeing." Coy, you love this run. This is all accurate from the way that they that's being portrayed here?
Yeah, like this is a very intense and visceral, but still cosmic and full of wonder and scope run. I think it really illustrates a concentrated version of why Supergirl is so special, and also the dichotomy between her and Superman. I think it's the perfect way to really jump off the universe, is having a Superman movie in July, and then 11 months later having a Supergirl movie that's very different in June. It's literally a terrestrial Superman movie and a cosmic Supergirl, and they're very different tonally. So this is, I think, the perfect 1-2 punch. And yeah, this is the comic I adore. Bill Xively's art it's so big in scope. It makes me think of Dune and Star Wars and all those things, but it's also a grounded comic into the story of who she is. So it does that amazing balance really well. And then like Craig Gillespie as the director, he did Cruella, which I think is a really underappreciated directing style. He did Lars and the Real Girl, which is one of the best Ryan Gosling performances I've ever seen, which is saying a lot. Recently he did Dumb Money, so he balances like very oddball stories grounded in real world well. So his resume to me is like, here's all the pieces that'll make you a good director for this.
Yeah. Winston, before I get your opinion on this, have you ever seen a lazier or fat dog than this?
Hey man, he was one of the founding members of
that
Kristan's
shirt.
doggy club,
It's
man.
amazing.
Like he's a king out around here, bro.
It was really good.
Love
Anyway,
love me some dude.
what's your thoughts on the Supergirl news? That I also it's very similar to what we talked about before with Daredevil, right? They're shooting it now. They obviously have confidence in it. He wouldn't have greenlit it if he didn't. Gunn loves the story. The director, as Coy said, has put out some really good underrated movies, I think, and this is good news for DC fans that they're up and running and ready to go.
I mean, I think that's huge. I think it's the other main reason that you are going to put the news out about Momoa as Lobo again, because it's like we knew it was like, oh, they're announcing this right before we go. It's to let you know, no, this is real. We have real people attached to this, not just Millie, who's showing up in Superman. And, you know, if this bomb, they're letting us know that, like, we're here to stay at least for now. Obviously, they need to be successful on the regular. Because Lord knows if push came to shove, even though Gunn runs his own thing, you know, if Superman doesn't do well, he's already written off Batgirl. Was to say that Zaslav won't write off, you know, Supergirl, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that they'll be fine. And I think that this is encouraging. And I also think the other part that's really fun that they're going to do, since you're taking this version of Kara that really is, her heart is kind of hardened and she's really, but, you know, she's still a good person. The reason why Captain America a lot of times works so well is because, you know, he went through some stuff, but he was raised the right way and his moral core is intact. And it is then on the juxtaposition of Bucky, who was in theory there with him for a minute, but got brain wiped and is out here doing like morally questionable evil, but then morally questionable things. And they're kind of a balance. You get kind of the same thing where Clark was raised by good parents. He is always the lawful good as far as things go like this. And then you have somebody over here who's like a neutral good, if not a chaotic good, out of Supergirl because she has seen some darkness. And I think that that's a nice counterbalance way before we even get to Batman. So you get to see what would happen if a god was raised by amazing people, and what would happen if a god was raised was essentially grew up through just hell.
Right.
You know. So
I'm excited to see it, and I like Millie Alcock for sure. And she wasn't my first choice when they had all those casting rumors. And I'll tell you who it was. I think Dove Cameron was one of the ones that was up. This poor girl is having a rough one over the last year. She was the number 2 choice for Supergirl, and she was the number 2 choice for Glinda in Wicked. So she's having a rough year, or whatever it might be, because that's got to be tough. That's got to be like, it's one thing if you audition for it, you don't get it. You know, it's like when it's like it's between you and so twice.
I
know it's the worst. Yeah, but, I mean, and you guys have been through it. But Winston, imagine that feeling, but being at the scale of both Supergirl and Wicked.
Yeah, no. That is infinitely worse. I am acutely aware. So, but like that's the thing. If it messed with me that hard on my scale, on something that low, I can't even imagine.
You can't even imagine.
But then usually you book the huge thing. Like Henry Cavill was almost Bond. He was almost Superman before he was Superman.
Look at Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult is now finally Lex after almost being Superman twice.
Yeah. So who knows? Look, there are other topics that we could discuss and talk about, but I think we can cover them inside of the questions. Also, we can get to those. We can start getting those questions now. You guys are at 30 so far already going into it.
Come on, y'all. Kobe game.
All 29. So you need about 52 or something like that to tie Roxy and Mike. I think it's possible for you guys to do it. We've seen it before. But before we even do that, I want to tell you guys about our wonderful sponsor, Mando. I know that Winston uses Mando. We love Mando. We'll tell you about Mando. Here you go. Hey, Mando. That's right. Mando is also back. I love me some Mando. Mando is just to me, it's talk about something I use every day. It is just whole body deodorant. It is safe to use anywhere on your body, and not just on your pits, on your nuts, on your thigh folds, on your belly buttons, on your butt crack, anywhere. It is created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's clinically proven to block odor all day long and control odor for up to 72 hours. I love Mando. It's got a solid deodorant stick. It's got spray deodorant. All the products, baking soda free, and it is paraben free. You can choose from a variety of fresh scents: bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap. I'm telling you, you are going to love it. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's grundle odor was 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor now, 0 out of 10. So you want to get that Mando starter pack. It's perfect for the new customer. It comes with a solid stick deodorant. It's got a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, mini body wash, deodorant wipes, and free shipping. But special offer for our listeners. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. You got to use that code Kristian at shopmando.com. That's right, shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. You got to smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to head with Mando. Hey, Mando. Thank you to Mando. I love Mando. It's funny because the whiskey one I actually first heard about through Winston. Winston telling me the bourbon one. And it was it's great. I love it. Anyway, so we're gonna get to these questions. We got, like I said, 29 going into the thing. Coy, what do you got going on your channel right now, man?
So I just posted all my catch up for the comic stuff from the last few weeks that I had missed in the chaos of Christmas and fires. So we are all caught up in comics, and then starting at the end of the month, I'm doing Spider-Man animated every single episode review. But in between then, it is the 20th anniversary of one of my favorite albums of all time, The Games, the documentary. So I did my first music review. Dude, the documentary is 20 years old, January 18th. It came out in 2005.
That's not the part I was
18th.
laughing about. I just didn't know you liked the documentary. You don't have to remind me how old I am, you asshole.
Oh, I'm just, yeah, by the way, 2 decades. Here's your 20-year reunion on that album. But yeah, that album means a lot to me. So I did my first album review, and that drops on Saturday. So I got movie stuff, I got music stuff, I got TV stuff, and I got comic stuff all on my page at Coy Jandro. We're gonna cross 42K today on the road to 50. And when I hit 50 comic giveaway, I'm doing a 50 comic giveaway for folks.
Winston, what you got going on?
It's impressive, man. So I definitely have some good news in the fact that you probably heard me a little bit at the beginning that we found a new place. I'm going to be moving. So what that means at the same time is I'm going to be pre-recording a lot of stuff. One of the things that we're going to start up in the next about week or so are the reactions. I had a post over on my channel, youtube.com/swaggyblurred, of what movies you would love to see me react to. I'm doing both stuff I haven't seen as well as rewatches for some certain stuff. So if you want, go check out that post and throw some suggestions. But I will be doing a rewatch of Daredevil Netflix leading up to March 4th. So that's coming soon. Blurred Breakdown is Monday and Wednesdays right now in the evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific. We got that live streaming going again with the new computer. It's been a lot of fun, great hanging with everybody. And other than that, you'll see me here. Roke and I working on some stuff for Spill the Tequila and Game Time and all that. So lots of good stuff. And then finally, it's probably going to be a little later this evening, but I will be streaming Marvel Rivals again over on Twitch, twitch.tv/theswaggyblurred. And I will be doing a AMA while I play because you guys on my first stream hit that super chat goal, which is super awesome over here on YouTube. So come and hang out. Let's have some fun tonight.
Hell yeah. Let's have some fun in general right now because we got some questions. Starting with 30, guys. You guys can do it. You're 50 to tie, 51 to win. All right, Mirror Domains. Any interest in a Kingpin series like Penguin did? I'll tell you, I love Kingpin, but the answer to that is no. I don't think we need it because I think the difference is Penguin stretches over from the Batman movie to his own series. I don't think he's going to bounce around in a lot of different things the way that Kingpin is. Kingpin could pop up in Spider-Man. He could pop up in the Avengers. He can pop up in more seasons of Daredevil. I don't think we need it, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would say no because in the same breath of you look at the Daredevil series, and that is as equal as much Kingpin's series, at least in that first season, as it is Matt's. And so I think you kind of already got it just stretched out over time. So I don't know if we necessarily need it.
What do you think, Coy?
I'm with you both. I do think the first season especially, but all the seasons, it's very Kingpin is like a half and half. That's why I like the show so much. It's really showing that it's a perspective on why they love their city. I think Kingpin's amazing in their show. But if you could do a Kingpin show that had other heroes, but they're his antagonists. It would never happen. But if I had a Kingpin show, I would make it Kingpin versus Luke Cage, Kingpin versus Spider-Man, Kingpin versus Daredevil. Cool. And then you've got the idea of like, well, I'm the hero. Who are all these little pests always bothering me? Like, it'd never happen, but that's the show I'd do if I had infinite power.
There would be two options. That one I think is the better one. The other one I would say is it looks like from the trailer we're not getting his actual campaign run. It looks like we're maybe getting him already becoming mayor. So if you want to do a limited series of like a 2 or 3 episode thing of what did the campaign look like, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
The West Pin.
We got a new member, the ones who watch. Thank you, the ones who watch. Appreciate that. Enjoy. Oh, speaking of members, I'm hoping that. So I've been trying to figure out a way to really, because I got so much shit going on, you guys, as you guys know. But I was like, okay, I just got to start really making sure my schedule lines up to everything I need to do. Like, so for example, this morning I said, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually from 8:45 to 9 a.m. I'm going to set up the stream. From 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I'm going to work on my UFO videos. From 10 o'clock to this, I'm going to work on this. And I did that today, and I nailed out so much stuff instead of like being scattered and going, oh, like the freaking like Iron Man just grabbing shit off the the virtual board inside of my head. So I did that, put up a UAP video today, just checked it, like 42,000 views already too. So there's a lot of stuff going down in that community right now. I'm confident enough that I'm going to get a text from both Coy and Winston after Saturday night going, how come you didn't tell me about this? And I'm like, because you guys are still doing the, and now you're not. So
blow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're still doing it.
That's little post nasal drip.
Yeah, just running into the walls. Anyway, so one of the things offered on membership and offered on Patreon are the full watch-alongs to the reactions without the footage and everything too. And we're going to start putting a few of those up very soon. I'm going to do a few of those when I get off the air today. I'm going to send them to PLD, add the time code and all that. We just put up our Age of Ultron reaction with myself and Sam. And it's already doing really well. So thank you to everybody who's been joining us on that journey. Ant-Man will be out on Tuesday, and then Civil War next Friday. Okay, Space Jesus. I got my tickets for Captain America. The popcorn buckets are cool as F. Weary about this one, but we'll go into the movie with an open mind. I think that's the only thing you can do. What's the popcorn bucket for this one?
It's like the
Shield and Hulk, I thought.
Oh,
Am I crazy?
I think you're right. I think I've seen a Hulk.
Both. Hold on, but I like somehow like together. I don't. We got. I feel like we both got the little press thing emailed to us. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. Ewok. By doubling down on the Netflix version of Daredevil, the MCU is realizing it's time to wake the sleeping giant they've been sitting on this whole time. You would hope. I mean, you would hope. It looks like they said, well, wait a minute. Let's not just go what we. Hey, we want to do this now. You got to pay attention to what the audience is digging. I mean, you have to. It's like I never bought onto that thing that we're like, well, don't listen to the audience. Yeah, that's too dangerous. Sometimes that's true if you have no ideas, don't know what to do, and you're panicking. Well, the audience doesn't want to do this. You got to have some balls and do your own thing. But if you do something that has balls and the audience likes it, then stick with it. And stop messing with it because you've created something for the audience, and the audiences are fickle. We know that from comic book, wrestling, Schmodown. Audiences are fickle, but you got to keep them pleased, and you got to. That's the trick of the business.
I also think they're realizing that they're all ages is more into adults than they were catering to.
Yeah,
like I think it's important to have something for everyone, but Deadpool, Daredevil, there's stuff that can be for adults. I wouldn't say like making things R-rated that don't need to be, but I do think they need to expand.
Agreed.
So this to me is giving that. And I also love, like, one thing I didn't mention in the trailer, there's Easter eggs for the MCU and for Netflix in the trailer.
Yeah,
there's
Luke Cage, right?
Luke Cage's bar is the Harlem bar is in the Times Square, and there's a Van Dyne sign for Hope Van Dyne Ant-Man. So I love seeing both worlds.
That's cool. That's cool. Let me ask you a question, because as I'm doing the watches again of the MCU, maybe you guys know this, or maybe there is no answer for this. Why, and I'm sure Mark Ellis loves this too, why are there so many Ellis references in the MCU? President Ellis, the ship.
Warren Ellis is a big writer over at Marvel.
There you go. Well, now I have my answer. Thank you. All right, Pete.
I just text you it looks like there's 3. There's 2 by Regal and 1 by AMC.
Oh, I see it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. All right, the next one was Pete Parker, 22 You guys aren't going to get this. I'll explain it to you. Congestion prices.
Oh, I get it.
$9 to go downtown.
No, I know what it is. The one to come into the city, right? That one?
Well, yes, but the story came from on when I went to see Wolfman the other day. There's this guy, I don't want to rehash the whole story the whole time, but the guy wouldn't shut up about the congestion prices. Like he's when I got there, he's just like, and the congestion prices, and I'm coming in from Jersey, and I got to deal with the congestion prices, and they know what they're doing over here. 5 minutes later, the congestion prices. I'm like, we get it. The congestion prices. And then his friend started yelling at him later. Don't make. He's just one of those guys. Congestion prices. Peter Parker 2288. Maybe Jerry Jones can switch to an acting career. He was great in Landman. I heard he was pretty good. That's what I heard. Who do you guys have in the playoffs this weekend? I got to place some bets. Winston, go for it.
Yeah, man. I think the Lions got it. I think the Chiefs will be fine. The big question is really between Baltimore and Buffalo. And I think the thing that's going to throw everything in a tizzy is that it's supposed to feel like -3. It's going to be like 12 degrees. It's supposed to be like -3. Ooh. I'm going to go with, even though Buffalo plays in that more often, I'm actually going to go with Baltimore there just because they have a much better ground game between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson doing what he does. And then the last game is the Eagles versus the Rams. F the Eagles forever. So let's go Rams.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Joyce, been a member for a while. Once you're a member, you get like a free super chat per month, I think. So Mike is putting this one in. Supposedly, Mike McCarthy is the favorite to be the Bears' next head coach. Winston, how screwed are we? Is there any upside?
I mean, look, the man got us 3 12-5 seasons. So like there's something there. It's just I think this
maybe he didn't vibe with Jerry Jones that well too, right?
Jerry Jones, it runs a circus. That is the bigger thing that I'm concerned about. So I don't think it'll be that bad. He's very good at helping quarterbacks get to that next level, and Caleb Williams needs that.
Taylor Witt just started watching season 2 of UFO Investigating the Unknown. I haven't watched season 2 yet. It's a good recap of a lot of what's been going on. Well, I would like to see that. I'm watching this one right now, Ryan Graves. For those people who follow me, Ryan Graves is one of the pilots that testified at the hearing. He's one of the ones I think, Coy, that you'd really respect. He's like his whole thing is more so about protecting pilots that are out there. That's because pilots see shit in the sky all the time, but they have not reported on things because of the taboo nature of it for so long. But he has now kind of gotten that taboo out of the way. That's why you see a lot more of these commercial airliners reporting it and other things happening too. So I'm having him on the show. He also has a really, he's got an opinion on what was happening with the drones. So we'll be getting into that. But as I mentioned, Saturday I'd probably be asking him a lot about Saturday if this goes down the way that we think it will be. So I will watch season 2 of that show because that's what got me into this topic. George Clooney. Thank God George Clooney's. I was waiting. George, where you been? My rubber bat nipples were hard after watching the Daredevil trailer. Thank you, George. I haven't been this excited since Batman and Robin. May I request a rewatch of the Daredevil movie? It's just going to be a while because I think he's asking for Sam and I.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're getting a lot, which is the best request ever. Sam and I are getting a lot of requests now. She's got the MCU. We have like 30 plus movies to go. I was trying to time it out. I think that if we do, because she comes in for like 2.5 hour stints, right? So if I can get her in, I might be able to do Loki. I can knock out Loki because Loki's only 6 episodes for both seasons. So I could probably knock out Loki in 2 days, and I could probably, or Loki season in 2 days. Yeah, so a total of 4 days for 2 seasons. And I could probably knock out WandaVision in the same. I would assume Falcon and Winter Soldier is probably necessary also, right?
It kind of seems like the setup for Cap 4.
Kind of, but I think that I have some time on that one. Because
if you're not watching it in theaters, if she's not watching it in
she's
theaters,
not seeing that in the theaters. I think
you got 4 months.
Yeah, I just don't think we're like I was talking to Winston. I don't think we have enough time right now. We've ramped up we went from just doing like 1 a week to like 3 to 4 a week that we've been shooting. So we did Ant-Man already. We're doing Civil War on Monday. We're probably gonna knock out Civil War, Doctor Strange, and I think is it Guardians 2 after that? I think so. So right around the corner. We've got those 3. So we've got quite a while before we're even going to get and she saw the first Toby movie and she doesn't remember it. That's it. That's it. So we're gonna watch all the Spider-Man movies too. So
That's a lot of work.
I know, and then we're gonna watch but is it though? I'll tell you, it's in a certain aspect, it is. But like I've been watching. You gotta remember, I know Sam since the first grade.
Yeah.
So like
that's cool.
So watching movies with her and like catching up over this, we've been cracking each other up the whole damn time. She didn't love Ultron. I'll tell you, she ranked Thor 2 over Ultron.
You got to remember, dude, it will grow on her.
Yeah,
I did not like Ultron when it first came out. I was like, that was fine, I guess. And now it's one of my favorites.
It gets better when you watch it. I agree. But her list right now, and this you guys know, and I told her it's going to change. Her number 1 is Avengers. Her number 2 is Winter Soldier. Her 3 is Guardians. Her 4 is Iron Man. 5 is Captain America. 6 is Thor. 7 is Iron Man 2. 8. Oh, I don't want to. 8 is Iron Man 3. 9 is Thor 2. 10 is Avengers Ultron. 11 is Hulk. That's what she has.
I don't disagree. Like, I get where she's coming from.
Yeah. And well, it's the reason. And she said it when she was talking about Thor Dark World. She said it's because of Loki. She loves the Loki story and where it's going and all the different like twists and turns and how he gets. She's on the edge of her seat, always knowing how he's gonna mess her up. Her watching Loki is worth the ticket price of watching those videos anyway, because like she'll like root for him. She raises her fish. She goes. There's one where when he fakes you out in Dark World when he kills Thor. She's like right beforehand. She goes, "Don't trust him. Don't." And instead, she throws her hands up. She's like, "See, I told you, it's the best. It's the best." Sam's great.
I gotta go and watch these. It sounds like she is like a reaction queen out here.
She is. She's a star. She's a star. I played it yesterday. Did I play it yesterday? Did I play it for everybody? Oh no, I don't think I did. I should play I don't even know if I have it anymore. I think I might have deleted it, but I have her interaction with Big Balls.
I haven't seen that. No,
I don't think the audience. Do I still have it? I think I have. If I actually have it, I can play it for the audience, and you guys can see it too. It's hilarious. All right, I'll play. I think I actually do have it. I'm going to play Sam's interview with Big Balls, and hopefully you guys will. You guys should be able to see it. And then we'll get back to the questions in a second. I completely forgot about this. Because he made his return, and everybody. There's only one person he's beefing with right now. Big Balls. He's happy to see everybody. He loves Coy, loves Winston, loves Steph. No shit. But
wouldn't he try to like impregnate Steph and Kate at one point?
I don't know. I mean, he tries to impregnate everybody. But this is a guy. He's a horny bastard. So, but when it loads, I'll play it. So anyway, so what was the next one? We got 41 right now, guys. 41 with an hour, basically an hour left. C Black. People will owe Cap 4 an apology. I got tickets. I hope you're right. I definitely hope you're right. I'm rooting for it. I just don't think a lot of people care.
It doesn't feel like we're getting a Marvel movie in 3 weeks, and I want to feel that.
It's a great way to put it. Freddie Castellano. Working from home today, I've been watching the Marvel rewatches with Sam. So good. She is great. You both are so funny together. Refresh my memory. Why didn't they use the Avengers theme in Ultron? Because of Perlmutter, the turd. He basically, the reason why he didn't believe in paying, from what I remember, and Coy, you can correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure this is what it was. He didn't, because you have to pay composers when they come back, more money for each one than the way you pay anybody. He didn't think the music was that important that you could just hire another
in there.
He's like snippets,
and like the amount to pay someone this much.
You can use snippets. You can use a certain amount of time in the same way that you can use trailer footage and a reaction. That type.
Yeah,
of
it's like a YouTube edit of the score.
Yeah, and you can use it and that's what he did with it, and so that's why it's not in there. The score is fine, but he did that a handful of times, and then you notice that once he was out, Feige brought Silvestri back in to do it.
I can't believe that asshole was allowed to be CEO for so long.
I know, it's crazy. All right, I have the interview. I got to play because I think you guys will both get a kick out of it, and you get a chance to, because I don't think you guys really know Sam that well, do you? All right, so check this out. Okay, I'm here with Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Kristian.
They can't see me, so I was going to tell you I wanted to introduce you to somebody.
Okay.
Would you like to meet somebody?
I love meeting people.
Okay, here you go. Ready?
What's up, motherfucker? How you doing? What you laughing at? You want to look me over here? Here, look at me. Look at me. Come on. No, mama. This way. There you go. Look at the screen. Come on. Come on. You smarter than you look. Come on, get over here. Look, I'm a rude motherfucker. That's who I am.
You
Yeah,
you
you wanna
got
ask me
some
questions?
big ass balls.
Oh, you in more ways than one, mama. You got no idea. Sometimes I play dead. Look at me. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Now I'm up like a motherfucker. Look at that. Oh, shit. Yeah, I be resting on motherfuckers too.
Oh my god.
Do you know one time I fucked a cat? Yes, it's true. It's true. They're good. That's some
Real
good pussy.
Real-
you know, you slick motherfucker. You know. Yeah. Come on. Look at me. I'm making it. I'm tearing it down.
You tearing ass up?
Oh, you got no idea. I fucked a rhino once. Yeah, I got lost in there for about 6 months. They were trying to charge me rent. I said, no way. Not after what I did. The way I made you explode, you pay me rent. And then I had a giraffe.
And how was that?
Look at me. Look at me. Oh, look at it. I got my Kristian Harloff shirt. That's right. Look at those balls. Fill you up, populate the world. China ain't got nothing on me.
Nothing on
I don't
you,
know.
bro.
Nothing.
Oh my
Nothing.
god.
I've been nutting like crazy. Blow one load and I fly to the moon. Call Elon Musk. Here I come, SpaceX. Yeah, I'm crazy. All right, it's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you
I'm
too.
out of this
Take care of them
motherfucker.
balls.
Oh, wait, I'll sing a song for you. Hold on. Oh, shit. Here we go. Okay. I play dead. I'm up. I play dead. I'm up. I fuck shit up. I get real crazy like. Oh, Samantha, she is dancing it. It's lit. She sees Chris Hemsworth's abs and she says, hey, pause it. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. You hear Vanessa likes to get choked? Okay.
All right. So there you
Bro,
go.
dude, one, she
We're
is
both
now,
faster
now
than
I,
animation.
that is I have to go watch all of her reactions now. That is hilarious.
Yeah. So the pause it bit has become a thing. Because I can't remember what I don't remember. I think it started from Daredevil, where some or Deadpool rather, when someone took their shirt off and she goes pause it. And so now like every time we do every time we do one of these things, there's a pause it moment. It's pretty
Dude,
great.
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Chris Granier. The Simpsons had Spider Pig. We have Spider Cat. Hashtag Spidey for President 2028. Anything's possible.
Correct.
Yeah, anything's possible.
We know that.
It's true. You guys are at 44 thus far. 44. I'm just lying. I'm sorry. 45. The sympathy of all things. Is this entertainment media bad for culture? Yes. All right. Chris Granier. Chris Granier. You think we'll get cameos for Daredevil with the rest of Netflix verse characters to build for Doomsday? What do you say, Coy?
I think especially with that Luke Cage Harlem Easter egg, I really think we'll get maybe one in Netflix as like a pop. And then I think it'd be really great. How do you grow from Endgame? You bring in everybody for Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I think if not Doomsday, definitely Secret Wars, we get a huge pop of Netflix.
Winston?
Yeah, I think you do, but you need to wait. I think you just need to wait, and you might get maybe one or two others that we haven't seen in the trailer now, but you're gonna get more of them in season 2. I think that's just the way you're gonna do it because I think they want to make sure this works.
Yeah,
I think it will, but you got to be careful.
C Black. Why are people hating on Cap 4? Don't say a movie will be bad without seeing it. Double standard with bad test screenings for Cap 4 and Superman. No, not the same. However, I don't think anyone is hating Cap 4. I think people are just skeptical. And as Coy said, there's not a lot of excitement behind it. And there's a difference between, and I don't know if anyone's saying it's bad. And you're saying double standard with bad test screenings for Cap 4 and Superman. Well, let's rewind. First of all, I don't remember Superman reshooting an entire movie. And having to basically have a set date for when they were going to put it out, and then change that 2 or 3 times, moving it into a different year 2 or 3 times, then testing it the first time, having to reshoot it, then testing it again and having to reshoot it. What I've heard about Superman, we didn't even know if there were test screenings yet, and that there were mixed reviews on it. That's all irrelevant also, because at least everyone on this panel, not hating on it, just saying, where's the excitement for it, Winston? What would you say?
Pretty much just what you said. I think the other thing too that still is not being like I don't want to get into a political discussion about it, but that is actually something that there were talks of boycotting this film because of the nature of one of the characters involved in it and things that are happening internationally right now. So all that being said, there's a lot kind of riding in that whole situation. I don't think that this is some grand conspiracy against one or the other or a double standard. I just think that there's more going on. And again, you mentioned it earlier, the strikes, like the strikes affected differently when you also just consider when they're releasing, when they started shooting, when they then reshot. Like there's just a lot going on here.
Coy?
I think there's too many variables to compare the two. I think just general excitement is higher in Superman, but this is the 30-something installment in the MCU saga, the first installment in the Superman saga. I just think, personally, all I can speak to is, like, I usually am, like, counting the days to a Marvel release, and I just don't feel that in the air with Cap. I'm really hoping I sit down and it's, like, pure joy for 2 hours, and then it picks up momentum after it's released. I'm just noting the pre-production excitement doesn't feel the same.
I agree. Mad Sinister McCall. Beth Snyder here. Denzel in drag for Stormroll. Hey, who knows? Maybe. You never know.
So he's going to be Black Panther and X-Men.
Yeah. Well, Beth Snyder
that's his role in Black Panther.
Beth Snyder always has the hot takes. Albert Nathy Raw. $2 for Super Chat and $6 to order cookies. I don't blame you. Hey, you should honestly.
What kind of cookies, though?
Yeah,
You're
what
not
kind of
getting
cookies?
them crumble shits. They gross.
I've been eating some peanut butter cookies that I got at the store. They're delicious. Delicious. Chris Granier. I saw Spidey white suit for animated series. What's the story of that suit, guys?
It's the Future Foundation suit. It's when Spider-Man has historically a number of times joined the Fantastic Four, but in one storyline written by, I want to say Dan Slott, it's around issue 600. There is the Future Foundation, which is the big public-facing company that the Fantastic Four rebuilt themselves into. With Spider-Man as part of that team, he rocks the suit.
It terrifies me sometimes where you keep that info.
I was just going to say the same thing. How the hell do you do that?
Some of it would make sense if he was just like the Future Foundation suit, and it was when he joined the Fantastic Four. Like, it was with Spider-Man back in 1974 on January 13th. They actually released episode 610. You know what?
Chat to GP Coy.
Dude, he's probably BSing. He's probably making it all up, and we're like, yeah, that sounds right.
Well, I've said that about him before. He's such a.
But then you've Googled it, and I've been able to be like,
yeah, no, but he's done that before. He'd be like, no, hey, wait, I read that Kristian. Where's Kristian Harloff from, Coy? Well, actually, you know what? He grew up in Detroit, and there's certain parts of Detroit that he lived, and he's a big fan. I know that he used to go to this one burger spot, and he loved it. And the reason why he would go there as a kid, and he'd be like, "Whoa, he lived in Detroit. I thought he started living in New York." He sells you on it. So you never know. But then you're like, "Oh wait, that was true."
Kristian found the hardest part of doing stand-up was dropping his Cajun accent, which was so overwhelming that for years he really struggled.
I do declare. Nerds engage. Wait a minute, I'm confused. This guy gives 1,000 memberships away each show. He just became a member.
He probably
just joined himself.
Does it say something different for the renewal?
I don't know, but either way, he's the best. The guy gives away memberships every freaking show. He's the best. The Dunot fan, cool name. Coy, saga, comic book, animated series. Thoughts?
I'd love to see Saga get adapted in any way just to get more eyeballs on it. I think Saga is so special. I don't know how you could do it in live action or animation just because of the volume of characters, but I'd love to see someone experiment, especially with what's that show that's doing well with Tim Miller, the animated one on Netflix.
Which one?
It's like a video game style that's not arcane, and Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool, is doing it. Anyway, that kind of style, I think animation in adult mediums is getting more and more popular in America again. I'd love to see it.
Albert Nathy.
Secret level. Thank you, chat.
Oh, there you go. Never mind. Go buy some Girl Scout cookies from a local girl. I can't share my daughters like that. You shouldn't. Albert Glowacki. I'll say it again. Dan Stevens for Batman. It's his time. I like Dan Stevens. I don't know. I don't know.
I like how weird he is. That could work. Yeah. Batman should be a weirdo, but like, I don't know.
You know what I liked him in? Because he didn't try to do too much. He just played the role that was given to him. Was that the last Gods of Monsters thing, the King Kong
Godzilla?
Yeah, he was fine in that.
Yeah, he's fun in that.
Yeah. Jenny Lynn Lawson just joined become a member for a month. Thank you, Jenny.
Oh, he did just join, because that's saying she's already been a member for a month. She's becoming a new member.
No. She just signed up for a month.
Oh,
that's what it says.
That's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Chris Granier, thank you for the membership. Nerds Engage. There you go. Nerds Engage is Yeah, he literally has put people, and then people are going to be really excited because you get the Capes and Cowls comic book if you're a member, you get the live streams if you're a member, you're going to get these full on reactions of me and Sam unedited. So yeah, there's tons of it. You get at a certain amount of memberships, PLD is going to do a full on monologue as Ed Harris. He's like, I do that in my sleep. Go pal. Was Firestar Angelica? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, my pronunciation this week has been atrocious.
Oh, good, dude.
No, it's not. New for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I don't think I've seen her anywhere else.
She's in the comics. She wasn't popular until Amazing Friends. She actually just came back in X-Men as Krakoa ended. They were gathering up all the mutants, and she got a little arc where she was a double agent and actually became good and rescued Juggernaut as Krakoa ended, and now they're doing this whole From the Ashes stuff, and she's going to be more and more relevant. But she canonically is from the comics.
All right,
you can Google it.
Yeah, Renee Reyes. Hey guys, are you going to check out the Flight Risk movie that's coming out next weekend? Also, who's your Super Bowl pick this year? I'd like to see the movie. I want to see it's a good cast, and I do. I know controversial figure in Mel Gibson, but I tell you, I like. But his
Hollywood's
directing,
ambassador, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, but his directing is come on, you can't deny the direction.
Did you see him? They put him on social media after the screening, and I was dying laughing because he was just.
Dude, that man interviewed that man like the two of us in a room, like two just very intense, blue-eyed, squirrely guys staring at each other. We could power a nuclear reactor. It was impressive. That man is 70 years old and has my energy.
I don't know what it's about. I just know Marky Mark's in it and Gibson's directing. That's all.
He's a good director. Who's your Super Bowl pick this year? The Giants. Are they still in it?
Good luck, man. I think that we're going to see the Lions and the Chiefs, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of want to. It'd be history either way. If either one won, Lions ain't never won the Super Bowl, and if the Chiefs do it, no one's ever done a three-peat. So if that is our Super Bowl matchup, I am technically happy.
You guys are at 51.
Come on, baby, we're so close to Kobe.
29 to tie with we're 121, so we got about 40 minutes left. So we'll see. Go pal. She and Iceman were mutants. And the three of them used to go to the X-Mansion periodically. I loved those episodes.
Yeah, no, they were a lot of fun. There's a really fun episode with Mysterio. I had it on VHS at my grandma's house. Like, I don't know why she had a Spider-Man tape, but for some reason she did. And it's a fun episode where poor Firestar is in like an ice chamber and Iceman is in what is like a simulated hell, and Spidey has to bust through some walls and like, we got to save each other. Oh, it's so fun. I love that show.
Dude, Tad Tronin 9101 has just been such an amazing supporter of the show. Look at this, guys.
Whoa.
Cheers, fellas.
Tad
Thanks for laughs over the years. That's
is there,
very, very.
Is there any bonus for him doing such a large donation? Damn.
You and bonuses.
No, not to us. I'm saying towards our account because that could have been 100 little ones.
Yeah, well, no, 50. It's true, but he did. But I like that. Look, I like what he did there. Yeah, 52. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Honestly,
super kind. Well, he's not done yet.
Damn.
Said, come on, leave the dog alone. He's just living his best life.
The dude's a fat putz, and I love him. He is the best part about it.
Johnny Fats is.
Yeah.
Look at him. Dude, he's been sleeping on that chair. That chair was bought for my youngest, and she, but obviously, long time ago. He's been on that thing since the day we brought him back.
Oh, that's his comfort spot, man.
Oh, he loves it. He's yeah, it's funny because the vet told him, my wife took him to the vet the other day, and he said, he's not fat, but he's there. Like, he's right. He's on the borderline. So we just, now it's like, now he's not getting any scraps, and he's like, he doesn't know what's going on. Like,
he thinks you guys are mad at him.
Right. I made the little one an omelet today, and he's like waiting for like, all right, normally I get a couple bacon bites, maybe a couple cheese things. The hell's this bullshit? Where is it? Looking around, nothing's there.
Bro, yeah. I do miss him because he did this thing where he would find all of our throw pillows on the couch and he would throw himself the same. He'd go, and then he would just lay there like that all day.
Yeah, he's just a big fat slob. Joey Pedras, what large scale big bad do you think we're going to get first in the DCU? That's a good one for you. Brainiac?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lead to a big bad. It's not going to be like the MCU, but I think we'll get big bads, and I think Brainiac is like coveted. I think Brainiac we need because it's been so many almost Brainiacs, so I think Brainiac.
Yeah, I don't
Have we
think
even
ever-
had a live action Brainiac not in TV shows?
I mean, well, yeah, in live action, I don't think so. If so, not well. Tetronin coming back in. This one's for Coy, but all the fellas can answer. Would you prefer Hunter S. Thompson playing Johnny Depp or Johnny Depp playing Hunter S. Thompson?
I don't think Johnny Depp ever came back from playing Hunter S. Thompson. When you hear his voice before playing him in Fear and Loathing and after, the man is. So I think the answer to this question,
Austin Butler, and then
is Elvis, but times 30 years.
Yeah.
Like Austin Butler, I think found his way eventually.
Yeah.
I think they're one and the same now. I think Hunter S. Thompson dying reincarnated into a living person. That is Johnny Depp, and now we have one entity. And I love. I'm a huge Hunter S. Thompson fan, so the answer is yes.
So yes. So it would no. He's saying, well, what would you rather see? Would you rather see?
No, I'm saying they are one. I'm saying there is no.
Okay.
I'm saying where one stops and one begins is undiscernible.
Well, I for me, it's always going to be Depp playing Hunter because he just is. I don't think Hunter S. Thompson was an actor. B-Town just finished the Fantastic Four comics. Coy suggested, and they're great. Highly recommend. Do all three of you use OBS for content creation? I do.
I do as well.
I've been using. Look, and I will say that, and these guys know. Up until about, I guess, 3 weeks ago, I despised StreamYard. Despised it because they didn't change their layouts. They didn't change their stuff. They didn't change their audio. They didn't change anything, and it was, and the quality was bad, and it looked like a freaking pandemic show, and I couldn't do it. I hate this stupid thing. Where is it? I don't know if I can do it, but it's like the squares, and I can't even know how to do it on this stupid thing. But the stupid squares, like. Anyway,
I know what you're trying to do. Yeah. It's the one where the 1, 2, and 3.
There's just so much empty space, and we're small.
Looks so amateur. I hate it. And so I wasn't going to do it. And then I use OBS for all my stuff, for interviews, for everything, for all the stuff that I shoot on Down to Earth. So yeah, I use OBS.
And the comic you're talking about is the Ryan North FF with Alex Ross covers, and I recommend everyone that wants to check out Fantastic Four before the movie. It's a brand new continuity, starting with issue 1 2 years ago, and it's only on issue like 30 now. It's great.
Winston, do you use OBS?
I do use OBS. Mm-hmm. That's what I stream Blurred Breakdown on. So all those beautiful little animations and stuff I design myself, and I'm using through that. So yeah.
Go Pal. Have they ever done a thing where they had two shows at the same time where they told the same story, one show from the hero's perspective and one from the villains? Is there a way that could work? I feel like they've done a version of that somewhere. I can't really put my finger on it or what, but I feel like they've done stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what it was where it started out with one particular thing on that character's point of view and then jump back. I mean, like kind of like the Tarantino type style, right?
I mean, books. I obviously Ender's, and it's not villain per se, but Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow was the whole idea of following the story from Ender's perspective and then following Bean, his best friend, which they were going to do with the movies, but Ender's Game did not do well. But I can't think of a show other than like an episode. We've certainly seen that in Breaking Bad, where then you got another view from, say, Gus or Mike or something like that.
Right. Anthony Robal, where's Big Balls at? Well, you just saw him with Sam. I think that's
got a whole interview.
Yeah, I think that's our cap for Big Balls. Tatronin. Whoa, what the hell? When did Space Jesus show up? Oh, Space Jesus shows up a lot. You know, I always like when because we know we have our regulars now, right? Like Space Jesus, Tatronin has become one. Derek Johnson's been out of the of this for a little bit, but you gotta get rid of Go Pal. You got so many people now that pop up. Someone who I always get excited when they pop up but it hasn't been around in a little bit, is Darth Vader's burnt asshole.
Back in the SCN Live days, Tongue Punch the Fart Box?
Oh yeah, Tongue Punch the Fart Box. That was only on the Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Francisco Lopez, the Daredevil trailer is great, but after watching the trailer, for some reason, I felt like Foggy and Karen are going to be dead early in the season. I don't think they're going to be dead. I just think they're going to be pushed aside.
I feel like they fought so hard to come back. I feel like that'd be upsetting to people that know the behind the scenes of like how much Deborah Ann Wall loves Karen. So I'm hoping they don't get killed, but I'm really curious how they balance it all.
I couldn't help myself during my reaction. When they first showed Foggy, I was like, oh shit, the Ozempic be hitting. I was just like impressed with like his weight loss. As people were roasting the shit out of me because it just came out of my mouth.
What were they saying? You shouldn't say that?
They were just like, bro, are you for serious right now? I was like, good for him. He looked good. I didn't say it was a bad thing.
Well, Tyson's Chicken Nugget says, hey guys, happy Friday. David Ayer's Beekeeper became my guilty pleasure of 2024. Mine too. Both Ayer and Statham are at it again with this year's Working Man. Have you guys seen the trailer? I haven't, but I'm going to see it.
I'm just seeing the movie. I don't even need a I know I want it. I don't need a trailer.
It was a great trailer. I was I
Good.
still need to see Beekeeper. Maybe that'll be one of my reactions. But
this is the perfect thing. This is one of those things where I could see myself, if I wasn't the one saying it right now, saying, "I have people overuse that thing," but I'll overuse it. I feel like David Ayer and Jason Statham know the assignment.
100%.
Yeah, like they know.
Oh
they know,
shit!
they,
No, the assignment is officially dead. It got to Kristian.
That's right. But they know. But I'm telling you, like they know exactly what they're doing. In that
they should make 10 $5 million movies for $50 million and just let us live in this shared cinematic Statham
all day
universe.
long.
Like
Madhouse Entertainment. What's up, jerks? Big fan. The boys need to beat the angry cowboy. My question is, what do you think will be the future for the Harley Quinn on film?
A big delay between. I think Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn's incredible, and I think if you're gonna have more Harley, we need a little break. I really enjoy the show to satiate our appetite, but I don't know what they're gonna do with her cinematically for a bit.
I also think that you don't introduce Harley until you introduce Joker, because this is a restart, and her whole origin is based off of being corrupted by the Joker and then refining herself. So I don't think we need to see her for a while until we figure that out, and we don't even know when Batman's coming. So a while.
Right. Tyson, chicken nuggets. Coy, I saw your one-on-one with Alba, and I loved it. Yeah, people getting good response to that one, huh?
Yeah, we did like a 2-hour sit down. It was a little over. We had to cut it down to 2 hours, and it was. I don't usually interview with friends. Usually, if like a podcast wants to interview me, I'm a little more like keep it pop culture, but I tried actually being like a person. I rarely show Coy Jandro. At Coy Jandro shows up plenty. So it was fun to be myself online, and it's been interesting to see the reaction. So overall, very, very positive. I'm not used to talking about me, so it was different.
That's awesome. Tyson's chicken nuggets. Winston, I loved your Daredevil reaction. Keep them coming.
Thank you, and I'm sure it's probably because I said that on something.
Probably exactly. Legend MM600. I agree. Chiefs, Lions, Rams, Ravens win. But what two teams you think hit the Super Bowl? I love this show. You all rock. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Legend.
Lions, Chiefs. I wouldn't hate anybody being in that Super Bowl except for the Eagles, honestly. But I think the Lions and the Chiefs, they've just been on a whole different tear this year.
Tell you what, and this is weird. I know there's no world that it's going to happen, but I would love to see the Commanders make it.
I forgot they're playing. Dude, that would actually be a lot of fun if they pull it off. They're playing the Lions, though. Yeah.
There's a team called the Commanders?
Yeah, it used to be the Yeah, I'm not even going to answer the question now. Yeah,
I'm like, where are they from? I've never heard that in my life.
Don't even let them research. Let them research.
Kendrick Lamar is playing the halftime show.
How do you know
don't let
this much? No, I'm not.
But you just answered your question.
I don't have time.
That's how he knows. We answered our own question right now because he knows nothing else except comic book stuff. That's it.
Buzz Lightyear from Star Command. Come in, Star Command.
Right.
Oh my God.
Tronin again. Crushing, dude. Space Jesus and George Clooney with bat nibbles. I didn't realize that was this kind of party. Oh yeah, welcome to the show. That's what this is. 61 guys with 32 minutes left. You're getting now. You're in the neighborhood. Now you're in the neighborhood.
Kobe.
Nerds engage. Have a theory. Not heard. Could Red Hulk be extremis from Iron Man 3 with Hulk DNA so he doesn't explode? Red hand drips just like during transformation.
Oh, that's actually a really good guess.
I'll tell you why I love that, because it would incorporate more so of the other phases that we loved, and if it goes over your head, it goes over your head. But if it doesn't, it's like there it is.
Like it's probably somewhere along the lines, because remember they were running experiments on oh my goodness, Isaiah Bradley. Yeah. And you've got whatever formula for US Agent, and maybe they can't replicate it because they only had a few that the Flag Smashers grabbed. And then you're like, well, that would be a really smart thing. Wow, Nerds Engage, well done. Also, there's the answer. He's been a member for 3 months, so I guess it was just a renewal.
Oh, there you go. Andy putting in 2. Thank you, Andy. Very nice of you. Next one is from Pete Parker. Winston, have you seen the leaks for the upcoming Rivals characters? Who the hell is Trapster Paste, not Pete? The game is great, though.
Paste Pot Pete is coming to Marvel. I might
Now
play
you have
the
to
game.
play.
I might play. I love Paste Pot Pete so much. That was one of the characters that me and Schnepp bonded over hardest because, like, he is a deep cut. Like, he goes by Trapster and Paste Pot Pete. He literally is like if Spider-Man wasn't interesting. Like, he's like a scientist that invents sticky glue and robs people with it. Oh, that makes me so happy.
That'd be great.
I had heard of a few of them. I didn't hear about Paste Pot Pete. I had heard about obviously the finishing of the Fantastic Four. I had heard about Ultron. I had heard about Blade, Deadpool, Jean Grey, and supposedly they were talking about Professor X. I don't know if that's still happening or not, but those are the only ones that I heard of. But maybe there's more.
Wicked Art. There he is. Issue 8 is done. 35 pages. Just have to do the cover. That episode where we do the entire comic book series, it's going to be like 2 episodes. It's going to be like 2 episodes.
We have a whole graphic novel already. Like,
Yeah,
I'm that's
almost,
into the second volume.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do it the show, if we're going to air it live or if I'm going to record it, put the music in, and then just run it as a premiere. I don't know what I'm going to do yet with it because I kind of want the audience to be able to talk to each other while it's happening. But now that we got Big Balls back, we got everything too. So someone wrote this in the comments, Coy, and I realized, you know who would have been an amazing conversation with Big Balls? Schnepp.
Oh man,
Schnepp would have had so much fun. He and I doing shit rap, but he would have, because Schnepp would have interviewed him. Schnepp, because,
100%. With all of the dedication
100%.
and focus of interviewing anyone.
100%. Like it's people who like treat him like he's an actual thing that have the most fun with him. Like you when you do the thing.
I gotta
with
give him the
hand.
weight.
Yeah,
I know
it's
where
the
he,
best.
I know where he lives. I know how much he weighs. He's
He
like
loves
7-8 ounces.
He told me he really enjoys that about you.
The warmth of his balls warms my heart.
Yes. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to doing that comic, and it's available to every member, every patron. Make sure you read it; they're all available. Tetronin coming in hot. The I Do Declare man from Joker 2. Well, that'd be the Joker playing Mike Kalinowski, or Mike Kalinowski playing the Joker, I guess, from Joker 2 when he does the whole I Do Declare scene. You know, which is ridiculous.
The Rooster Cogburn. Yeah.
I actually would like to see Mike. This is the one time I'm going to take the Mike over the other person playing the.
I Do Declare.
It's because Mike's version of it is hilarious. So, and then we get Nick Nolte playing Nick Nolte, or Nick Nolte playing Nick Nolte. Is that Gary Busey? Tommy. It's the best.
It's always Warrior Nick Nolte. I hear when you do.
Always.
I always hear very specifically my favorite Nick Nolte.
That was from Tommy is from.
Yeah, that's his son. But I always like when you get Gary Busey. It's always.
You gotta be working on it.
Jesus
You know what he's saying?
Christ.
No, destroy your voice within seconds. Tetronin, I like donuts. I like vans. Summon the donut van, please. Let's do it. Nerds Engage. Gifting 5 memberships like he always does. The man is the whole reason we have any members. C Black. Should invite Josh from Den of Nerds in the show. I think he's a UFO guy, is what I hear. PLD Projects. At the right level, I do Ed Harris as Storm, which makes total sense.
Oh
Makes
my
total
God.
sense.
Well, you have to make him do specifically though. PLD, don't do the Halle Berry like you see what happened when a toe get electrocuted. You need to do like the X-Men, the animated series. Mistress of the Elements as Ed Norris playing Storm. Those lines, bro.
I want him to read Life Death.
You should. George Clooney's back, guys. I'm getting back into reading comics, and I saw that there's a Michael Keaton Batman book. There's only one Batman. Where's mine?
Batman 89 actually is incredible. They continued the canon of the Batman animated series.
Yeah,
and there's 2 volumes now. It's so good. But George Clooney, that's obviously coming next.
And the fact that we got the conclusion of oh my God, Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent is my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
And the next volume, you get to see the Wayans as Robin.
Oh, really interesting. Frankie C. Will the Eternals ever come back in the MCU? And will the MCU go full cosmic with the Fantastic Four? I'd like to see a full cosmic phase in the MCU. That's a great question. Are we going to see anything about? I mean, I don't think we're getting a movie, but are we going to see?
I hope they show up in Secret Wars because I do feel like they need like just physical build bigger than Endgame. And I mean, we've talked about it. I love that movie. Cosmic, I feel like they've done a decent amount of like full cosmic, but I do think FF is going to be more 60s Kirby cosmic.
The Eternals have to come back in the sense that like you have just acknowledged going forward that the Celestial is a thing that just happened. So you can't just make them magically disappear. I just don't know if they're going to get another solo movie. I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, I agree with you. Starfire, Triple X. Any chance to get Matt Keyes? I guess always good. I haven't spoken to Matt Key in a long time. I love Matt Key. Matt Key's has been a friend of mine for it's got to be over 20 plus years.
I saw him at Comic-Con this year, dude. I hadn't seen him in so long.
Did I
was
introduce you guys, or did you meet him on Marvel?
No, we knew each other before. We go to Burning Man together.
Oh, okay.
So we're like burners, but I hadn't seen him in like 3 years until this Comic-Con. It was so good to see him. But I don't think commentary stuff that much anymore.
No, I don't think he does. It wasn't really. He wasn't his thing. I kind of got him involved in that space.
Oh yeah. I know you were integral to it. I didn't know you guys knew each other until we discovered. Like you and I talked like 5 years later.
Yeah, which is funny. You didn't even know I created that show until you were way off of it.
Because it was like Marie and Kevin, but they didn't credit you as. I mean, they brought me in, but I didn't know you had started.
No. Because we had an agreement also is that once I left, I just handed over Popcorn Talk and said, you guys just take it.
Yeah, it didn't feel duplicitousness. No, like it just felt like I didn't know.
No, I have a good relationship with Kevin and Maria.
But I didn't know you until Schmodown, and when I came into the Schmodown, I thought I was meeting with you. I didn't know I was competing that first day. So I came in, and it was like a fatal.
That's true, right?
Dude, like literally, I got handed a number, and I was like, "How many people are talking to this guy Kristian Harloff today?" I felt like I was at the DMV.
You thought you were.
So I got a number, and I was like, "What does that mean?" I thought we were just like catching up.
That's
like I didn't know you, so I thought it was like, "Oh, I'll meet this guy that has this thing."
That's amazing.
And then I got a number, and I was like, "This is odd."
But that's just typical you. You're like, all right, let's do it.
All right, and yeah, I literally just went on camera.
It was what you were doing.
5 minutes from getting handed a number, I was on camera with a 3-camera setup going.
Did you last any rounds?
2 batches.
Did you really? Good for you.
Sight unseen.
Good for you.
Didn't know the rules.
That's hilarious. Brooklyn, K-Dog. Remember that one time you didn't know how to say Angelica? Yep. And Winston had to help you? Yeah, it wasn't so long ago. Reminds me of Lloyd and Dumb and Dumber struggling to say the word the. Yeah. There was one the other day that was it was brutal. I don't remember what it was. It was bad. Aaron the Creative, what is your 2025 box office hot take? Mine is that Thunderbolts will be the best reviewed Marvel film, but will have the lowest box office. It ain't gonna have a lower box office than Captain America. Also because of the time of when it comes out. I don't know if it's a hot take to say that Avatar 3 is going to make $1 billion. That's probably an easy take.
Be bold, bro. Call it $2 billion. What are you doing?
No, I ain't doing that.
That could be a hot take, bro. Come on.
I don't ever go to that high. I will say that which one is what's a box office take?
My hot take is that Sinners will actually outperform Captain America.
I'm not going to take that bet.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think that's happening.
I don't think that's as crazy as you're making it seem. I think Five Nights at Freddy's is gonna wind up doing double what the original did, and the original did a lot.
That's not a hot take, bro.
Nope, it's not. I think hot take is I don't have a hot take.
I got a hot take. Yeah. Hot take. Even with 3 Marvel movies, I think there's a chance that Universal beats them at the box office this year.
Disney.
That's a hot take.
There's my hot take.
Disney,
dude, they've got Black Phone 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, a Jurassic World movie. They've got 10 Blumhouse films. They've got $1 billion.
Can I make you change your opinion real quick?
What do you got?
They have Avatar.
Oh, you're right. That negates the Jurassic. I totally forgot that one. I take it back. Hot take. Water has been poured on it.
Because I was going to be a douche and bet you on it, like just something, and I was like, in my head, I'm going.
I did not put Disney.
Remember at all? Disney and Fox. Remember they own.
I
Fox.
paid my pizza dad. I'm a man of honor, but I'd like to not be indebted.
Okay, hot take because it's Mando and Grogu is this year too.
No, it's not. Next year.
It's next year.
2026.
Bitch.
Yeah. Sorry. You guys don't know shit. Dancing Dog 60.
Movies.
Yeah, guys. Remember when Vin Diesel actually tried to act before he just gave up? I think he will return to serious roles in the future. Family, no. I think he's too locked into this world of what he's done now. He's made a lot of money doing so, and he doesn't want to compete in that world anymore. And he did what he had to do acting wise. He said, no, "I'm good," and so that's it.
Hi, Dwayne.
Yeah, hi, Dwayne. That was so silly. Silkworm. I think 2025 will be the Fantastic Four's year. From Marvel Rivals to the film in July, plus the current comic run is beautiful. Currently on issue 27. It's about Nikki, and it's amazing.
Look, man, I'm telling you, I've never been a Fantastic Four fan, and Just Rivals has already made me go, do I F's with the Fantastic Four? I mean,
Wow.
they're both really fun to play. They've only released Reed and Sue so far, and Sue is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, bro. I just, Lord.
She
And for
should
those
be
who know your
correct.
memes,
Okay, let's see. Go,
Kristian
pal.
doesn't know what to do.
No, I know what to do. All right, you're the one. You're the one that did it. You did this to yourself.
Let's
Thicker
talk
than a
about
snicker. Bring him out.
booties. Let's
You
talk
know,
about
big
booties.
balls.
Tell me.
Have
you
you
got?
seen Sue on Marvel Rivals, sir?
No, but you gotta tell me, motherfucker. Tell me.
I'm trying to tell you, her thickness is bigger
Yeah.
than your balls.
Whoa. Hey, I like a big boot tie.
Yes.
I gave it a little slapala dapper.
Hello.
They call
Blah,
me, you know.
blah, blah.
No, listen to me. Don't talk over me just yet. Slapala dapala. I slap it, then I dap it. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. You like that shit. Me too.
You a dirty old man, big balls.
yeah.
You dirty old man.
I'll see you soon, player.
Yes, sir.
All right, he's gone. Thank God. Had enough of him. All right. Where's the next one?
That one, right?
Oh yeah. Go, pal. What's the weirdest book that you had to read in high school? I had to read Fear and Loathing. My mom read it first, and I was surprised it was for school. Oh man, what was
You've
it?
got to read Fear and Loathing. I didn't read anything
That's
like
great.
that would have affected me like this did.
What was the one? Oh shoot, the one that really freaked me out as a kid in high school. Oh man. Let me see it.
I got one. It's not that the book was weird. It's how my teacher handled it.
Mm.
We read Huckleberry Finn, as a lot of people do, but the teacher said, all right, there's some offensive language in here. So what we're going to do is every time we come across the N-word, we will have one of our black students read it out loud. So we would be in the middle of reading and he would stop and then everybody would look at the next black kid to say it. So they'd be like, Huck was with Jim and then blah, 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 blah. And they were on the boat and Huck asked Jim how it was the weirdest thing that has ever happened to me in the school.
I
love Huck Finn. I cannot imagine a teacher being like, that's the move.
The only thing that I would have liked to do at that moment, if I was in class, is at the time, if I had an iPhone, I would play cricket sound right around that, or right around that
It was likewise with Winston. I don't think there was any weird book, but we read Great Expectations, and our honors English teacher dressed in her wedding gown to play Mrs. Haversham, and like she acted like a ghost and would like walk the hallways like she was a dead spirit the weeks that we were reading the book, and that was odd.
What's the one where everybody turns into cockroaches?
I don't know that one.
Joe's Apartment?
No,
that's just a Jerry O'Connell
that's
movie.
a movie. Tell me in you guys read the book. The one that they turned into cockroaches. I was stuck in my head. I can't remember the damn name of the book. Troy Ortiz, do you think creativity is dead in Hollywood? No. Seems like everything is people say this all the time. No. Seems like everything is a reboot, sequel, or prequel. What's next series? Sure. Okay. So no. This is what people say all the time. And I got in this conversation with somebody recently who said the same thing. All they do is reboots, sequels, or prequels. No. All you see the marketing for are reboots, sequels, and prequels. Did you see My Old Ass? Did you see all the? There are so many creative.
Sure, number 2.
There's tons of movies out there that either don't have the marketing or you're not looking for. There's tons of original stuff out there. Now, if you want to rephrase that and say, do you think that the studios are going to put more marketing into more original stuff and mass marketing and bigger budgets? The answer is probably no. But as far as being made, they're all being made. Creativity is at a higher now than it's ever been because of streaming. There's new stuff all of the time. The reboots, the sequels, and the prequels are the things that the studios are pushing out for big budget, trying to get back the money in their pocket through, people buying tickets. But original content is being made all of the time.
And that's usually why I get mad at people quoting Scorsese or quoting people saying it doesn't count, because those are the things that keep the theaters open. And so you can make the smaller film. Like the smaller film just doesn't do as well. So you need these big movies to balance, to keep the tent poles up. That's why they're tent poles. The tent needs to live.
Doe Eyes throws in a super sticker. Thank you. Mad Sinister McCall. Who's your comic book crush? Live action and comic. I mean, Black Widow is pretty damn hot. I'll tell you that.
Black Cat in both Zoe Kravitz and in the comics.
Black Cat?
Black
Catwoman.
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 Sorry, I literally.
There it is.
What have you done with
did
Coy?
it.
What have you done with Coy?
You fully short-circuited,
I
bro.
know.
You better.
I said it with such confidence
You
too.
did. That's what I'm saying.
I have a crush on.
Yeah.
I have a crush on Black Cat and Catwoman,
I guess
but
I'm
Zoe
just going-
Kravitz is Catwoman.
I guess I'm just going to Marvel because Jennifer Garner's someone like originally like when Alias and stuff. I always thought she's fine. She just gets better and better looking every year. Jennifer Garner.
That training montage.
Amazing. What about you, Winston?
I'll probably. I mean, you can't go wrong with Halle Berry ever.
Yeah,
so that's definitely up there. But then in the comics, man, honestly, Rogue just hit different. That's why X-Men 97 did make me a little slab. It did take a little bit of the dickness away, but the Rogue is whew.
All right. Elusive Rock. Mikey Madison would be a great Harley to pair with Barry Keoghan's Joy. Coy, I love the one-on-one with Greg. Have a good weekend. Also, RIP David Lynch. Yeah, we spoke about David Lynch yesterday. It's brutal. That's a great choice.
That is a
Harley.
great choice.
Great choice.
Mikey Madison, and actually does visually pair with Barry Keoghan's take. Like that is really good.
She can hit that energy.
She's playing that in Anora.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
genius, man. Elusive Rock.
Really, really good. I like that one a lot. That was good. Joey Pedras. Any Kevin Smith written comic runs that you recommend, Coy?
First of all, thank you for watching the one-on-one. Second of all, Joey, I would say the Green Arrow is exceptional. His Daredevil is amazing. Daredevil is one of the most consistent comic characters. Like, he gets the best writers because everyone wants to write him, and Kevin Smith still shines. And he's also got a Spider-Man Black Cat comic called The Evil That Men Do that's pretty great.
This one's going to get me upset because I'm going to have to talk to you about why, because it's one of my favorite comedies, and I laughed like I've never laughed ever in the theater. Coy, I liked your South Park reaction, but I was sad how much you and Aaron felt like you had to hedge for not liking it so much.
Is it the movie? You're talking about
Yeah.
Bigger, Longer, and
I
Uncut?
actively hated the movie and had to endure it on camera. Like,
How
I
do
did
you
not
hate
have
that movie.
because it's not fun.
You're crazy.
It's sophomoric and it gets dumber. Like,
Oh,
it starts dumb and it goes like, we're being intelligent by making this conceptual choice, and it's highbrow. But at no point does it actually become interesting or good.
Dude, Blade
Wait, I
Canada
want you
is
to
one of the
explain that again. So
you were trashing the visual. That was you know what you just did? You did one of my favorite moments in that movie where they're at the bus stop and it's just Cartman and Kenny and just goes,
yeah.
God, I hate you, Kenny.
Yeah. How about this? Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fuck.
You're a motorbike.
I wish I liked it. I'm happy
true.
it exists
Nobody-
for so many people.
Dude,
Nobody
what
fucks
would
Uncle
Brian
just
Boitano
like
do
you.
if he was here right
Oh,
now? He'd probably
best.
kick an ass or two. That's what Brian Boitano do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Blame
dude.
Canada. The best is when it was
That
nominated
won
for an Oscar. It was nominated.
I thought it
Did
won.
win? I know
I
that.
thought it won.
I don't know. Robin Williams sang that song at the Oscars,
Yes, he
which
did.
was the best.
Crash won an
Wow.
Oscar. The Oscars doesn't make something good.
Bitch. Thank you. Thank you. I wish I could do that. I tried,
wish
but I was like, it
that's-
didn't work.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god! Like, yeah, that's okay.
I'm glad you liked our reaction. I was doing my best to
Oh
be
my
tolerant because I know people like it. I just didn't.
I love that movie, and it is.
I'm so stoked. People
and
like.
it-
I
and
don't
it's
like a lot of
also-
comedies.
and it's because you can tell their music, like it's such a musical, like it's like an actual musical. All right, we'll leave it alone. Brooklyn, I counter PLD Storm with Renee Zellweger for Storm. There you go, perfect. So PLD, now you got Renee because of you.
Jesus.
Go Pal. I've never been much of a South Park guy, but the movie came out when I was in college. Same. I think we're around the same age. So there are some nostalgia laughs for me. I saw that movie in a packed house, and it was as if I've never heard that many people laughing that loud, that hard at one time. It was
My
amazing.
favorite part about it, Kristian, is that I was a little older than the boys in South Park, but we had to do the same thing to try and sneak in. So the whole storyline of them trying to sneak in to see
with
Terrence
you
and
guys?
Phillip
Was the
was
best.
written about the kids that were watching South Park trying to get into the
Yeah,
movie.
and Terrence and Phillip, those episodes of the South Park show are like some of my favorites. I loved the Terrence and Phillip episodes because remember there was that Winston, because if you're a South Park guy, you remember when that episode there was like this big second parter they were supposed to do, and instead of showing that, they showed a Terrence and Phillip episode.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
And everybody was so mad, and I loved it. I loved it.
Oh,
it was
dude.
so there was one time. It was after this movie, and I was quoting Terrence and Phillip, and I was dating this girl at the time, and my friend Chris was dating her or her roommate. So I was in, and we were all drinking one night and went in, and I'm like, I go and I sneak upstairs and I go into the one of the in the room where they're about to go in, and they get in there, and right before they start doing anything, I go, Terrence, I'm going to smash your head with my new hammer. And they go, what the hell are you? And they go running out of the room.
What is wrong with you?
It was hilarious. It was right as they get your new hammer. Like, oh my God, I love Terrence and Phillip.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought maybe you were talking about when they date the Queef sisters. I thought you were going to make some reference about that.
I was just sitting there like it was completely quiet, and they walk in, and I'm like, time to get your head smashed in with my new hammer. It was like it scared the shit out of them. It was the best. All right. Anyway,
What number are we at?
75.
Come on, y'all.
75 with 5 minutes to go. 6. 5 to time. To Tronin, I like Nick Nolte. He's my kind of guy. I mean, he's so good in Warrior, and he follows it up. Have any of you seen The Brutalist? I still haven't seen it yet. Great film.
So long, I haven't had time.
I know. That's the whole reason. It's just so damn long. That's my attempt at a serious question. I did really see The Brutalist, so everybody loves it. I gotta spend 4 hours to watch a movie, but I do want to see it. To Tronin, I think Vin Diesel forgot who Vin Diesel is. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Dancing Dog 60 has Big Balls seen Nora yet? No, he doesn't have a very good attention span. He just kind of wanders off. Well, and the problem was he watched the first couple scenes, but then he tried to hump the television a few times. To Tronin, teachers try. There you go. Clooney.
They do.
After playing Rivals, Elle McPherson asked me, who's Sue, and why did I call her that? Do you know what I told her? I think you said, guys, collectively, I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Nice, Coy. That's what I like about you, Coy. You catch on quick.
Yeah. Comedic timing. That's what I got. Yeah.
Spoontastic 95. Got to say, I'm tempered to get Peacock after seeing Lupita Nyong'o in that trailer from the Moneyball prequel series. Is there a Moneyball prequel
There's
series?
a money. Yeah, this is news to me.
I mean,
also starring Lupita Nyong'o.
I
like
honestly enjoy Peacock. They put out some quality stuff, man.
Yeah, they do for sure. Wow, they're doing a prequel to Moneyball, but that's interesting. How?
Yeah, I'm curious.
How the
young
formation of the algorithm?
Billy Bean?
Yeah, Ewok. Looking forward to Wolfman. What superhero role do you think would suit Christopher Abbott in either the MCU or DCU? I don't know. I mean, I liked Christopher. I just didn't engage with his character at all in that movie.
As in related to the famous Abbott, as in Abbott and Costello?
No. Christopher Abbott he's the lead in Wolfman.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know who he would play. I'm not sure yet, and I don't. Are you guys just familiar with him yet?
I only know him from Wolfman,
but I like Foreigner. Wolfman. He's the Foreigner in Craven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Is he not great in that?
No, I mean the movie.
You still didn't see it, did you?
No.
Oh, don't watch it.
Yeah, I think
the window's passed. React to it.
Well, I think so. I think Sam and I are probably going to react to it and then just make fart noises. Joey Pedris, Sophie Wilde from Talk to Me would be a good storm. I still like the Jodie Turner-Smith.
She's my pull, and DeWanda Weiss. Both of them, I think, would be amazing. Yeah. I thought Sophia Wilde was incredible, though.
Dude, Jodie Turner-Smith did all of Without Remorse while pregnant. Like, she's a badass.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
That is. Graham Cracker, any comments on Sandman future seasons now that Neil's pretty much done? Also, Coy, thoughts on release of hardcover number 4 for Saga? Well, as we've said many times over, tough to say because recently he just denied all charges and denied all claims and everything too. So you got to wait until see how the whole thing follows up. But it'll probably be delayed. Say that.
It sounds like they're still releasing 2 without any stopping, but whether or not it continues after that is the question.
And Saga hardcover number 4 is very exciting. I have Saga as individual issues trades, and then the hardcovers are my favorite because the actual pages are bigger. So you can see the Fiona Staples art even bigger. So I hope that comes out soon. I don't know if there's a date.
Last one.
Oh,
Spoontastic. I gotta say,
what are we at? Are we tied?
I'm gonna tell you in a moment. I think I gotta say that they've jumped the shark with the recent announcement of Bridget Jones' abortion. Would love to see Nolan work in the J Universe. Which one's that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but
the Bridget Jones universe.
Oh, Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan does Bridget Jones' Diary.
That'd be amazing. I mean, anything you do, it would be change it up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I've actually only seen like pieces of the first Bridget Jones. Are you guys fans?
I've never seen them.
Bridget Jones 1. The first one was a good movie. Second one was a sequel to make a sequel. So, okay. So right now, tied.
Guys, it's noon right now. Get one more in.
It is
right now.
Come
noon.
on.
Right now,
It's
we need
noon
one.
now.
Just one
Guys.
in.
Bitch, I'm
Oh,
logging in.
please.
Fuck
I
this.
see Doe Eye's dollar. Did that get counted? I see it.
Man, stop your begging.
Please, someone, anyone.
All right. So that was it. It looks like we're going to have to call it, and I got to figure out how to break the tie.
That's never happened, right?
No. So unless someone throws something. Oh, wait, is that? No, that's still,
Yes!
no, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Okay, you guys won. Andrew Carnes. My pals give me a hard time for loving Dark Knight Rises so much. To me, Hardy's Bane is the most intimidating live-action Bane villain to date. What say you?
Live action Bat villain to date. So you had Joker, Two-Face Riddler.
Who's the most
Other
intimidating live
Bane.
action?
I'd say
I don't-
physically
Heath
intimidating,
Ledger.
but Joker
Heath
is.
Ledger is
Heath
Yeah.
Ledger, because he was literally insane, and you could not keep up with what he was going to do next.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Next one. Joey Pedros. What's Big Ball's favorite comic? That's easy. I'll tell you right now. He'll tell you right now. You ready, Corey? You ready? Put your hand out. The other way. Other way. Yep. All right. Here he comes. There he is.
Lower.
Thank you, Coy. My favorite comic of all time is by Wicked Art, Capes and Cowls, because it stars me. And in it, I be fucking.
Spoilers.
Perfect. Someone called him a menace. I think that's true. He really is. All right, next one. Stephanie Litz. What's up, Stephanie? One more. So you guys have now done it. Heroic Hideaway with the best chat of the day with simply saying fart. Nick and Billy says bowls. Pascal bowls.
What a thread.
Great, amazing. Bam 86. Nick Nolte and Peaceful Warrior was awesome. Yes, absolutely. Nerds Engage with $1, thank you. And then Tatradon says greedy, you know who's hilarious. And then Matt Thomas for the Amar Moving Fund in BC because the Cowboys suck. Well,
You know what, jackass?
He's right. He's helped you.
We
get
just
over-
got like 10 in the last minute.
did.
I'm proud of
Yeah,
him.
you
We like
literally,
trounced.
that's exactly what you do because you win the week at 90 again. Poor Roxy and Mike got so close, but yet couldn't do it. They beat everybody, but the Capes and Cowls team is just the team to beat. Can't beat them. But next week Clark Wolf's on the show, so that's a possibility. Wait, there's another one. Hold on. It's fantastic. I would love to see you do a track with PMI. Who's that? I don't know if I know that. What did you see do a track with PMI? Do you guys understand that one? I don't know that one. Sorry, Spoontastic. I don't understand that one. But thank you. PMI. I'm not sure. Pretty much it. Love to see you do a track. Pretty much it. I haven't talked to those guys in a while. Orange Grove. LA has been through it past weeks, but will emerge even stronger. 100%. Love our city. And I'm glad that everybody, on this crew is doing well. I was concerned about everybody, and I'm glad that they're okay. Stephanie Litz, one more. I want a Red Sonja reboot. They were supposed to do one
Talking about it for a while.
for a long time. Yeah, for a very long time. So, all right, guys, we did it. That was our show here today. The guys clock out at a 93, big 93. First team this week to hit. Oh, I'm lying. 94 as
Patronin, man.
Coming to say my bank account is in pain. Stop it. You don't need to. Thank you. You're the best. Just stop. You don't need to. Thank you. And wow, I'm just kidding. Eric Kirby, Mr. Harloff, have Sam watch White Dog with Winston. What's that?
So that was the one that they recommended for me to start with my reactions.
Okay.
It's about that dog that was trained as a racist dog
Oh my god.
to attack black people, but now that like the civil rights have passed and people are cool, the dog is still racist. It's like a horror movie.
Oh
Apparently.
my god. When are you coming to New York? Because I would love to put a reaction together with you and Sam.
That would be great. It would probably be sometime during the summer because now that
Okay.
we're moving, my
Okay.
bank account is about to take a slap. in the face.
Sure. But yeah, same thing with you, Corey. Corey, I asked the same thing to Steph yesterday. Are you exclusive to do reactions to Real Rejects?
Currently, but I could talk to him.
Okay. It's
That's why I haven't been doing any on my page, but I can talk to them. Also, New York Comic Con, I will be there again, like 90%.
In October.
So.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to go this year. It was supposed to go last year. We didn't go. So, okay. So I think that's it. Nope. Just kidding. Matt Thomas, just to prolong the show more. People like to do that. It's not the first time. Aaron the Creative. Does John Majors get another chance in the DCU in another year or two? I think DCU is more possible than the MCU.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because James Gunn kind of went through the same thing, where not the same circumstances, obviously, but where it was like you're in one place, you're out. Okay, you get your second chance here. I do believe that Jonathan Majors will get a second chance. I just don't think it's going to be that soon.
It's just gonna be a while. He'll get another chance. I think the circumstances and the way it played out, as long as he just keeps a low key, I think he'll get another shot.
He's not going to be in low.
Not in Marvel though. I think that might be done, but he'll. I think
Coy got it.
Low key.
Thank you.
I want to see that bodybuilder.
There it is.
That makes up for my timing.
Yeah.
I wish
I don't know if it makes up for it, but it gets in the same it gets in the same highway. The Chitronin, you guys are the best. Thank you for your work and effort. Oh man, now they're just trying to get you to 100.
That's good.
Matt Thomas, Winston has been slacking on the rival streams.
I am trying to move.
Man, got a new home.
I
just told you I'm doing one tonight, you jackhole.
They listen. Relentless. It's a nice
Never
thing
enough.
to have. It's but oh, you ain't kidding. I took a couple days off. People were going nuts. But yeah, it's we are back now. 99. Ending the day at 99 is pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good.
Now I'm gonna send one in just so we had a nice round 100.
You're gonna send one in?
I don't know. I'm trying. How does this work? How do I do
this? Forget it. Anyway, thank you guys for being here today, and thank you to Coy and Winston. Make sure you go to Coy's YouTube channel, go to Winston's YouTube channel. Make sure you support them. They're getting closer and closer to their goals, and they're working really hard. So we have so much going on here. Oh, just kidding. Matt Thomas, I have to mess with you, man. Thank you, Matt. And then
suggestion 101, but in green.
102. Superstar 103.
Oh,
you get 100. You get 100. Oh my God, 103. So there you go.
Kareem Wish, baby.
And yeah. So there you go.
I'm sorry, Wilt. Oh my God.
What?
Oh, get me off the stream right now.
What
I kept saying Kareem. I meant fucking Wilt Chamberlain. Oh. Fuck.
That's all right. You'll be all right. And you're on
Winston and Coy know their sports.
That's right. Coy still doesn't even know who the Commanders are. All right. So thank you guys for being here.
What a name.
All right. Appreciate you guys being here. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who contributed today, everybody who was in the comments, everybody who was just talking in general, man. We appreciate you. We got a lot going on. Please check out my reactions with Sam. I think that you guys, if you haven't checked her out already, I think you're going to fall in love with her. She is one of the biggest personalities, I think, on this channel now, to be completely honest with you. She's great. And I think that you're going to love her. So go and check out any one of our reactions. And that's it. So we'll see you guys back here on Monday. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.